Okay, that's going. Okay, well, hello, welcome back, everybody. This is Courage and Chaos. This is Dungeons and Dragons for absolute beginners, and you all are partway through an epic where you've been learning new things. Getting very good, by the way, so you're already, I think, ready to be beginners at any table, but there's still a few things to learn as we go. Don't worry about the noise. And we're doing a nice story here. So this is just a homebrew campaign that borrows a lot. It's very vanilla D&D. You can check these slides. There's materials. So this campaign, if you're a patron, you can use this campaign. It's especially made for teaching beginners. So I'm just reminding all of you around the table, please ask questions. Don't be afraid to be confused. Don't be afraid to stop play. That's what this is all about. Absolute beginners. No question needs to be skipped. Then as we go through these slides, and this all applies for you as well, if you ever want to use this in your campaign, because I know some of you are thinking of doing some DMing, you can use my campaign all the way from the carriage ride, episode 1, all the way through. And again, it's a great way to teach people D&D. And different things in my campaigns and materials are on the hashtags that I display on these slides here. Okay. So I'm going to switch right into a combat, so somewhat unusually, though this is getting increasingly common. I always like to start things with action. In this case, the action is the continuation of the combat that we started last time. So we've already got your chips there on the board, and I'll be showing the map very soon. We've got your, I'll describe the scene. All right. So, yeah, we are in the, what looks like a fake red brick space. It looks like maybe somebody took a red sponge and stamped a lot of red brick shapes across all the surfaces here on the floor and ceiling and walls, but they just seem to be carved cave stone walls and ceiling in a rough room. But the boxes that you see here are themselves let me switch that over here. Whoops. For those on the camera. So the boxes are wooden columns that are rising from the floor to the ceiling about 10 feet. They are all done with different kinds of wallpaper for reasons that you don't quite understand, sort of like fancy wallpaper, or they all look like kind of like something you'd have in an urban setting. There are many slits and holes all over these things, and there's chains above on the ceiling and tracks. These chains go down into the columns, but they don't seem to be doing anything. Maybe there's something you could discover later on in this room. The light here is bright. I don't think any of you are particularly stealthy, but you can only guess why. If you want dim light, you notice that there's all these different chandeliers, torches, and sconces all over the place. Again, they're up near the ceiling, and they all are all different styles. So they're all, again, different urban styles, lighting this quite brightly. You have engaged these guys. You managed to surprise them. You came in by using a little trick with your red mirror. You figured out how to neutralize basically the video doorbell they sort of had. So when you came in here, they thought that you were just going to be more red idiots from the room outside. So you got the drop on them, and as they ran towards you and shot a couple times, they started engaging. They'd like to engage in pairs, and you discover why. We only have one pair surviving over there, but when they work in a pair, they are quite dangerous. They give each other advantage on their hits if they've got two that are next to the same target. We've already put down Emerald, who was secretly a member of the Reds. He was a new member of the Reds that got implanted with one of those shards. He has been just recently killed. Schmaragd, I think you said you had some sort of character reaction.
Instant regret. Instant regret when the choice was possibly to save. And so this is not working so well for their cleric nature.
Right. Now, the interesting thing is that NPCs tend to be, NPCs can't have death saving throws, depending on how important they are. Let's just give a sort of amount of luck here. So just to further, your guilt, but give your chance of your divine guidance. I'm going to roll D100s back here, and I either rolled something low or high. Just guess high or low. Do you think I rolled something low or high?
What does your guilt tell you?
That's what I'm divining to my god here, my deity.
Yeah, and you want to match what I rolled. So if I roll low, you want to guess low. If I rolled high, you want to guess high.
High.
High. I rolled an extremely low number. I rolled 4 out of 100. The nice thing about this is that the extreme means that we would have an extreme effect, right? Yeah. So this was extremely bad luck. Of course, you can't blame yourself. You didn't know what my dice were. But because of that, just the way he died, there are no chance. He's not taking death saving throws. He is just dead.
Yeah.
So you can go and chew on that a bit, Schmaragd.
Schmaragd is probably going to end up having a crisis of faith from this because they...
This beautiful elven teenager who just, went down the wrong YouTube rabbit hole, learned some things about the Reds, decided to join them, thought they were great bros.
Shmaragd is feeling far less cocky than they were with all their one-liners, put-downs that they did.
Right.
This is going to have a effect.
Sorry, in the back, like, nice job, Sarai.
You don't care. You got your devil contract.
Yeah, I've got to get rewarded.
Now, when Emerald went down, the shard that had just been implanted in his chest, the Chaos Shard, burst out of his chest, jumped across the floor, and jumped into the chest of one of the other red bros. He's one that already had a scar. It went right where his scar was, so you imagine it nestled down there next to whatever shard had already been implanted in him long ago, and he got buffed up, he got stronger, he fully healed, and he immediately gets an extra turn of action, which I'm just about to take here, even though it's not his turn. After that will be Dusariath. We're going to go through the initiative order next with Sariath, but it seems like the hit is giving this bro a burst of energy. I think this is Brad.
Right.
Let's say that this guy is Brad. This is the dude that fought you in the ice, Fulgrim. And we got the combat, we got the map, and I think I'm ready to go. I'm a little bit disorganized because I don't usually start with combat like this. Okay, so let's go ahead and do their action.
So he's just got a fresh shot of juice.
All right. Just while I'm booting up my Fantasy Grounds thing, which I have my disorganized self, I'm going to openly roll because I think I have an idea. This is against the AC of whoever's nearby. Who's the blue axe? Well, he has to hit somebody right nearby, so we'll take an advantage. So with the 17 plus something, I'm sure is going to hit you. And he's using a mace to do this, by the way. And I think it is that plus 10 points of bludgeoning damage upon you, Shudian. Unluckily there, as this surge of energy goes into him. He, however, gets another shot. He gets a turn all unto himself, and because he's in a pair with his red friend, he also has advantage again on this one. And that's a natural 20. I'm glad I rolled that openly, so you can all see that I'm being honest there. Let me go and pull this out so we can do this properly and make sure I've been doing all this the right way. Wow, what a start. Okay.
Surely you'll do after that.
I would say pretty good.
That was...
Yeah, 'cause it was...
sorry, that was the D6 plus 2. So on the last damage he took, just take away 1 point of damage if you could on that one, because I made a mistake. However, it's going to be more than made up for by the fact I'm about to roll this plus this. 8 plus 1 is another 9. You get thumped by the red. The newly empowered red thumps you for 9 bludgeoning damage with that extra move that he did.
Jesus Christ. That's...
These guys hit hard. But that surge over, we are now at Sariath's turn.
Okay, I'm moving up to here, so...
Great, yeah, it's great to count with your finger first, yeah.
2, 3, 4.
Yep, all good, yep.
And then, actually 5.
Sure.
And then I'm going to use Crown of Madness on this guy down here.
Ooh, please describe what happens when you reach out with your magical hands, say some words, and cast for this for the first time.
So, like, a black inky crown starts to descend on their mind, and you can see their eyes start to go down to pinpricks.
All right.
And they feel like they're going to start... they look at the face of they're going to start screaming in a minute.
I love Crown of Madness.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and mechanically, I'll explain what it is. So what it is, it forces them to attack their friends. You have to concentrate on the spell. So every time you take damage, please remember to roll a Constitution save. So usually at this point, a wizard wants to be extra careful because smart people will want to go after you. As soon as this happens, like the boss is like, you got the sparkly now cut red. It's just like, I've seen this before. That's not fair. That's not fair at all. So he's looking for you. He's like, get that one, get that one. So you think that you're on notice.
Who's the boss, sorry?
The boss is the skull.
No, who is the boss that we're fighting?
Is it Brad or is it...
No, so the Brad is just an underling.
Elsa.
The other guys, you don't know his name yet.
Okay.
He hasn't introduced himself. He just came in and started giving orders. He's got a sparkly red dress, red vest. He's got a very red mustache, even though he's got kind of copper skin and short brown hair. So his mustache just really stands out like a beacon on him. So as you concentrate on that, he must succeed on a wisdom saving throw, by the way. So I'm going to roll this openly. Luckily, not very wise. Oh, dear. As it is, as low as his wisdom is, he shakes off the effects of it. I'm afraid that doesn't work. as it goes. So the boss just kind of like slapping the guys, like, no, hold on to yourself. This is not good. So eventually the guy shakes it off. His wisdom comes to him, and just through bad luck, he'd had experiences before. It's like, you've had this before. You know how to beat this. So your bad luck was such that he's had this spell before. And
Can I use my bonus action to get back behind cover?
It's not a bonus action, but you can still continue moving. 5, 6.
Just
Yeah, exactly. You can move a bit, take an action, and then move.
Yeah.
So you don't even need your bonus action for that.
cool.
I am sorry. I would have loved to see what that did, but
Yes.
that's just the way it goes. It was that good luck.
Down to.
I believe, unless you have a bonus action, there's nothing else that you want to do.
No.
Sorry,
Back
10.
behind
10.
cover.
Fogrim is next. After that will be the Reds,
I was
you know.
thinking
So
we
keep
need
that
that.
in mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
So these are pillars that I can't see. Right?
Yes, that's right. They're solid space filling.
And you got 10 hit
pillars.
points.
Yeah.
And remind me how much a square is in feet.
5.
5. Now let's see. You are replacing. You're the book, right?
Yeah,
I'd say
I just kind of dropped it there. So
Yeah, so the story is that you actually came in with the rest of the group. You immediately got engaged by one of the Reds, so you just basically killed a Red of your own. Luckily, his shard popped out and sort of skittered out of sight, but it didn't implant in anybody, so you don't know where that shard went. But you're now free, so that's why you were over there.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's cool. I'm just trying to think about what I could be doing. So, how far is 60 feet on this board?
So it'll be 6 squares.
Okay, so that's nothing.
60 would be 12.
12
squares. 12
12 squares, I'm very
squares,
sorry.
right. Yeah, so
Right.
that's like what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, and then that's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, mate, 1 away.
Yeah, I can move a little bit and try to get close enough to cast it.
6. Yeah, okay.
All right.
What's that?
Now, you can't see them from here. Does it have to be a target you can see?
I don't know actually.
It's smite.
I'm trying to use healing word.
Oh, healing word.
Oh, it is. See, okay, sorry. I might use preserve life then to keep you up. Because that's
Sort of
within,
might have a distance as well. We'll look that up.
that's within 30 feet.
Within 30 feet.
Oh, so I'm not going to be able to get in range for that either.
Oh.
Jeez.
I can second wind.
Okay, well I don't care about you then.
Save it, you're going to need it for these guys. Yeah.
Well, the Reds are next. That might be enough to finish them off. So healing
Yeah.
might be very important. Wow, from that distance.
All right, what I'm going to do actually is, so I'm here, and I need to go 12, so that's, pardon me for being so slow.
Yeah, that's fine. No, don't worry about it.
One,
That's
two,
why we do
three,
it square by
four,
square.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I wonder if I can get there. No. Alright, I'm just going to move over here. And
Yeah,
I
that's where, D&D is like a board game in this respect, and it's good to play by the rules as it
I
is.
can't take an action, so I'll just have to end my turn.
You can't
Getting
cast your own
closer.
spiritual weapon.
It won't reach that far.
So you can, it reaches, but once it's there, you can continue to use bonus actions to move it closer to its target. So it
okay.
appears a certain distance, and I realize it won't be able to hit, but it can just appear in the air, and then each bonus action can move another 20 feet to follow enemies around.
Oh, sure. Okay, so you can.
Good suggestion.
I can cast it from 60 feet away then. So that's
Yeah.
that's 12 spells.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll drop it there. I might need a little thing to.
A little, token.
Yeah, let's
Drop
do
it
that.
in.
Sure. Why don't we just use that? What does it look like? Your spiritual weapon is the embodiment of your divinity.
Hammer.
Okay. He hammer.
Yes.
He
Oh
hammer.
no, actually no. It's a big great sword.
Oh, of course,
I was
this
gonna
He-Man's
say,
great sword.
Am I not picturing the right He-Man?
Let's make it gold then. I think
Okay.
I think of
thinking
gold
of
when I
that,
think of He-Man.
hairstyle.
So his great golden cartoon, a rather cartoony looking sword, we must say, but still looks very sharp. And it's gotten close. It's like, oh no, there's 2 of them now, says the boss.
That's right.
Looking at this over here, I think is a big hammer that you have.
No, crucifix.
A great crucifix. It's like,
Because it was the only thing I could think of at the top of my head. I panicked.
good gods, 2 spectacular spells coming down
it was
on
like
us.
really spiky on all ends.
My friend, I think we've got to move. He sort of pats the guy in the shoulder. I think we've got to skedaddle as soon as we can. All right. So that was
Is that yours there? Sorry.
Yes, it is. All right. So you've done your full move and you've done your cast. You've done your bonus action. Did you dash? Did you use your action to go further? So that's just a bonus action to cast that. So you can use your action to dash. What that does, it doubles your movement speed. You can't do anything else, but your action makes you move farther.
Oh.
So you can get into the action. So next turn you'll be ready. You just can't do an action.
Oh, okay. So I can move another 6.
Yes. Yes. You can move another
5,
6.
6. I'll go there,
Well,
which means that would actually be there because it'd be closer.
No, because yes, that's right. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah, because you're doing a bonus action. Oh, yeah, that's the great thing about bonus actions. So use your action to dash. You get there,
Yeah.
and then you cast it. Well, now they're within range. You get to attack with it right away.
Oh, for
Or
real?
did you want to do the healing word because now you're closer?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, healing word is a bonus. Mm-hmm. Or yeah.
No, well, I cast spiritual weapon already, so I'll run
No,
with
no.
it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no,
great.
I'll run with it. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll attack with it. Why not?
Yeah,
Healing word
exactly.
is a bonus.
So you can attack.
Cool.
It can be
Yeah.
next to
Advantage,
either of these
yeah.
two guys, by the way. So you can attack either
Which
one.
one have we been focusing on? Brad or the boss?
Well, you I
They're
think.
both bad guys.
Have we been focusing on? a
I
particular
don't.
one?
I actually have no idea which one is injured or not. Sorry.
All right. Well,
Yeah, they neither of them look bloodied. So that's the only thing I
well,
revealed.
let's go for the boss. Why not?
Okay.
1d8 plus 3, which
And keep
is...
them
So
separate.
you
Keep
first have to
them
roll to hit,
separate.
so you have a
Oh, sorry,
d20,
plus
but
two,
you're using
yeah.
your spell attack bonus at a melee range there.
Miss one session, I forget everything. 7, oh man, that sucks.
Plus
Okay.
spell
7
attack
plus your spell attack bonus,
which
and
is
these guys do
5.
not have a great AC,
Five,
so you might be
so
all right.
12.
12, yeah.
12 is okay. These guys are
Oh.
essentially bare-chested. They're not very nimble. They're just huge steroid bros, and they don't have thick armor, so their armor class is pretty easy.
Sweet.
That hits. Do your damage.
10.
Against the boss. Wow, all right. So this thing, this He-Man sword is like, that doesn't even look real, he says, as the thing slashed through. Ah, it's real! So you slashed him. He starts to bleed copiously. That goes through a little bit of armor and sort of dodging resistance he has. He's through more than half of his hit points.
Shit.
Or just under half of his hit points is this. I might have done the math a little bit wrong. Yes, so you basically got him halfway down with that one slash. He-Man.
Want to keep them separated.
and you could just again because you're catching up. You can cast this spell at a higher level, which could have been an extra D8
Oh,
damage.
I don't think so.
Let's not interrupt with that. We've taken enough time.
No, just for next time.
Okay. Right on. Yes. Right. So spiritual weapon is that constant? No, it's not even a concentration spell, so you don't have to worry about concentrating on that. All right. So, my friend, I think that we have to find first of all that sneaky wizard back there. Kill the cloth, and let's stay away from these different things. That other thing. Let's get away from these spiritual weapons. I don't like the look of them at all. So they are going to use their actions to disengage and run to try to get away from these spiritual weapons.
Will Sean have an attack of opportunity if they move?
No, because they're disengaging. They are disengaging. Disengage, and you can do it too. Disengage means that you take your action, so they can't attack, but they do not attract attacks of opportunity as they go. Very handy to know. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that enough? Yeah, I think they'll be able to get away here. So they both exit stage left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. They seem to know the capability of spiritual. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think this guy can quite get out of range.
Aha!
All right. So, with that move, that was the Reds.
Give them on the retreat.
Smaragd.
Okay. I'm just trying to see if I need to see. No, it doesn't look like I need to see. I want to cast Guiding Bolt on the boss.
Okay, Guiding Bolt. Let me look that up. Yeah, I still think it goes in a straight line. Let me just look that up here.
If not,
So
I
it is
will-
a ranged attack. So by definition, it goes in a line.
Yeah.
It streaks towards a creature of your choice within range. If they were basically in darkness,
Yeah.
or even if it were invisible, you would be able to hit it, but you still would have to have a straight shot. So it is very useful for certain situations, not this one, because you're going through solid.
So, but I can move.
You can move before
I
you
can
do
move.
it. Yes.
Okay. These are our last two. I'm just going to count out how far this would have to go because it can move. I think it's 4.
Yeah, now we're playing Pac-Man here. You can send your spiritual weapons in 2 different directions, try to box them in.
You can move a weapon up to 20 feet, so that's
Yes.
4.
Yeah,
but it has to be next to it.
Exactly,
But I don't
yeah.
think that we're going to get there. 1, 2, 3.
No, not quite. Not that
Because
one.
it can't go diagonal around
No,
the
it
corner.
can't go
can
diagonal around that corner.
Okay.
No.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4.
Box them in and run into it.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I'm thinking if
Yeah,
I
yeah,
move my
sure.
spiritual weapon there, and I move there, and then I can do an attack. So, I might actually move my spiritual weapon first. Now that I've got it in mind, 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops, and that's
Very good. Yep,
there.
that's fair.
And then I'm going to move myself right here, right in the firing line of both of them.
Point blank. Guiding bolts.
Because they have, Schmaragd has just, I don't want to say lost the plot, but they have, like, starting to feel they need to take some revenge. So guiding bolt, I might need to actually borrow another 2 d6s, but let's see if I actually make the hit first.
Yeah, so just try to use your own dice on that. It's best if,
Am
unless
I
we'll
allowed to just roll these twice?
Oh, yeah, you
a
can.
total of 4?
Yeah.
Thank you, because I'm not going to...
Yeah, with D20s, it's always good to roll them at the same time, just for the fun of advantage.
No,
and
no,
advantage.
I
But
was
for
all-
damage, just add them up, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
16 plus my
Woo!
spell attack.
Yes, so...
21.
Which is, yes.
Yeah, it'd be
21.
21. So that means...
Fucking clerics, he says, as this thing comes towards you.
Okay.
I fucking hate clerics!
All right, I'm just going to cross off a spell slot so I remember.
Yes.
And so when you cast a spell using a spell slot, 2 seconds, 1d6. So I'm already rolling 4 d6. I won't, whatever damage it is, it does. So 8 plus 9, 17.
Wow!
I don't add anything onto that. It's just those 4, I think.
Right.
Straight at this boss. Like, Shmaragd is so guilty and regretful and
Yeah.
resentful of what they just let happen to Immoral that it's just all channeling through them straight into this boss.
All right, it's great. So he's just running away from the spiritual weapon. You fire at his. He's like, he sees it coming. He sort of like turns over his shoulders. Fucking clerics! He tries to duck down. It gets him right between the shoulder blades of a sparkly red vest. It punches in. It's just a sort of sizzling bolt of energy, and for whatever reason, it goes into his chest and kind of stops there, like that. And he's like, I'm fine. And he just slides forward, clunk. You see the chaos shard is at the end, like stuck at the end of it, and it's sort of hanging there in space. Bam! He falls flat on his face, apparently dead. The the guiding bolt disappears. The bolt here, the little chip, it flies towards this guy, but it hits him sort of in the side because he was too busy running away from the spiritual weapons. It doesn't go very far. It was not as fast as the last one. It's like, shit! And the bolt and the shard falls to the ground next to him, and does not go in, and therefore does not empower him. So, but he starts reaching for. It's like, that's mine. I want that boss. I want the boss's memories. I forgot what the boss's name.
So, because I only took 1 move, I still have move steps in me.
You sure
Can I
do.
run forward and grab it?
Yes, if you can get to it square, you can grab it for free.
So this guy's dead now, right?
He's dead. Yeah.
Good. 'Cause I was here.
Yeah,
I only moved here. I can move the extra 3, 4, 5.
Good.
pick
Yeah,
it
you
up.
throw the body. You kick the body out of the way as you go.
You put your foot on it or something.
Yep.
It's
It's
like
actually,
a
you can pick it up. You can have it in your hand. Yeah.
What I might do,
have it in
if
your
I
hand, you can have it under
go
your
on
foot.
the diagonal to there, that means I'm not next to this guy. Like
Yeah,
I kind
okay,
of
great.
run around, scoot around
Zoop.
this way, and pick it up.
Yes, he will take an opportunity attack at you because you've
Okay.
been in his way, but that's fine.
But I'm not right next to him right now.
Okay,
Is
so
my-
now,
Or-
not with advantage, he takes a swing at you, but he does not have advantage as his mace swings once at you. And with a 10, you are too fast. You whip right by him, grabbing the shard, and the way the mace makes noise does not connect. Very good, Sharagd. Shmudian, I believe you're next. So this guy is the only one left, but he's all like roided up. He's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you all. So he's really wants to. He needs some putting down.
Okay. Just
I'll be the boss. I'm gonna get that shard. I'm gonna know everything the boss did. This is gonna be great. Brad says. I got major gains. Major gains.
just an attack. Just a
Just shut this guy.
I know
Just
I wasn't
a,
going to still do my lines,
great
but
axe attack.
I
Yeah.
have one last line.
Yep, you can make that.
Plenty,
Yeah.
yeah. So just right behind and axe.
Ah, okay.
So, what am I doing? That's a 9 plus. What am I?
Maybe plus the other.
Plus 5, yeah. 14.
Okay, with a 14, no problem. You do hit him. Yeah, he dodges a little bit, but not quick enough.
Okay, and 9 plus 3, 12.
Okay, 12 points of damage against him. He takes all of that. Kerchunk! The axe goes into his back, and You think that might be enough, but he's bulked up so much it just like cuts through like an extra layer of muscle almost. You almost see like there's almost like two colors of skin, like one bit of skin sort of comes off the front, but like there's other skin underneath of like a slightly different color and texture, like a different layer of muscle. Like as he's bulked up, it's almost like he's got sort of person wrapped around a person underneath. So he's still doing fine as far as health goes.
Make your bonus action for your second wind.
Okay, yeah.
Ah.
That way you don't die.
Well, I've got 10 at the moment. So, yeah. Can I do another attack?
Well, you do get an extra attack as a fighter. You get the extra attack action. So,
Alright.
but if you haven't ticked it off, you can only do it once per short rest.
Okay. Yeah. Am I okay to take it?
Yes, you'll keep track of it on your sheet. So whenever you do, just have a little checkbox next to it. Make sure you check it. That was a D12 that you just rolled there, though.
Oh.
You got to roll a D20.
Yeah. Sorry. 19.
Woo! Okay, that's another hit. So chop, and with a surge of action, you go and roll your damage again because you chop him again.
3 plus 3 is 6.
Okay, 6. Yeah, exactly. Confused a little bit perhaps by this weird double skin that doesn't go in quite as deep. It's like, whoa, what the hell is that? But you chop again, and yeah, now he's down even further. But he is still like you haven't really kind of gotten through just the outer gristle. He's not through half of his original hit points still.
Oh, he's stronger than the boss.
He is, yeah. He sucked up that shard, and he has got the power to show it. All right. That was very good, though. Now, you still can use your bonus action to second wind, which is up to you, but I just want to follow up on what Michael said. Just because you did your extra attack, your extra action,
Yeah.
you still can do your second wind.
I'm good.
Okay. That was Shurian. Next is Saryeth.
Okay, I'm coming back around the corner.
Oh.
And then I'm going to use Chill Touch. It's a 1d8.
Put him
And,
back in the ice.
and here's the thing. He can't regen hit points because it's necrotic damage
Ah,
if it hits,
that's
so he
right.
can't
That's the
actually
great thing
heal
about
from
it.
it.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
right on. That's cool.
10 plus my spell. What is that? Spell modifier.
Do you have to actually touch?
It does by range. It's called
Oh,
Chill Touch, but
Ah.
it's like a skeletal hand that touches.
Oh, that's good.
That's pretty
Yeah,
You
I
can touch
don't,
from a distance.
don't have my spell modifier. I think it was 13.
Sure. So, sorry, what did you roll with Chill Touch? I was not paying attention. What was your roll?
10.
10. Oh, okay, yeah.
But that's
that'd be plus
pretty-
your. So, what's your intelligence? Plus your intelligence.
My intelligence
Plus 2.
is 17.
Okay, just what's your bonus to the intelligence? What's the big number?
Plus 3.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what you'd add plus 2 because you're proficient. So you would add 5. That's your spell attack
Okay,
bonus
5.
is 5.
5.
Very good. And the
Right.
total on that is more than his AC. So yes, he tries to evade it, and the skeletal hand grabs
2.
him around the neck. 2 points of damage,
But the
and
necrotic
now he
is what I'm
cannot
after.
heal. So this scabby skin, like dead skin, sort of appears around the fingers of this skeletal hand. They just smell like rotting flesh, like he's just all sort of infected.
So, question about that. With necrotic damage, can he just not heal 2 hit points?
He
Or
can't
can
heal
not
until the
period?
start of my next turn.
So he's not allowed to heal himself. So if somebody cast a healing spell on this guy, or if a shard jumped into him, I think is what you're thinking, he would not be able to gain any hit points. So it just has like an extra effect.
Until another turn, or just
Until
Until my
another
turn.
turn. Yeah,
Okay.
until
Well,
the
that's
end of his
pretty cool.
turn. Yeah. So it's very handy for things you're afraid of getting healed. It's a good tactic. And that was Saryeth, Fogrim.
Oh, me again. How far can the spectral weapons go?
20 feet, 4 squares.
4 squares. 1, 2.
You just can't go diagonally catty corner past one of those columns.
Oh, so it has to go around the column.
Yeah.
So it can't go diagonal at all.
It can't go diagonal, but just
Oh,
it can't
so
go
1, 2,
diagonal
3.
as it cuts a corner of a column.
Right, well, I'm just going to move that.
Yeah,
first.
so
Just-
this
just-
guy chose his run well because he
Just for
didn't
shits
think
and
he could
giggles,
reach
yep.
it. Yeah, exactly. Gets closer.
Yeah, all right. 6. Boom.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use. Pardon me. I lost it. Oh, here it is. Inflict wounds. That sounds awesome. I'm going to cast inflict wounds on because I have to be able to touch him.
Okay.
So I need to roll a 20. 12 plus my 17.
All right. So you reach out, your hands starts to just turn all full of black energy. So as you see this comes like, no, fucking clerics, no, I hate clerics. Brad's like, no, Brad's like, dude, no, dude, we're friends, we work out together, remember? And Leah, you grab onto him. Do your damage against him.
I get to roll 4 d10s.
Holy shit.
I know, that's ridiculous. That is a d10. Yeah, that is a d10. What's that? 6,
10.
10, 6, 12, 22, 24.
Jesus Christ,
Bloody
okay.
hell, man.
Wow. Yeah, on a hit, he takes 3d10 high. So you cast it as a
As a higher level.
Oh, so
spell,
you use
right?
your second level slots. This is the
I
first
did.
time. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you're tapping into a level of divine power that you've never felt before. Like you're
Yeah.
talking to they're talking to a higher level of your godsness.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just see what that does. -2, -24. Because I'm taking the 2 from you, which I hadn't enter on yet.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops, I forgot to enter that. Is this enough to take him down? It does! It takes him down. Just he's like reaching towards, like, I'm gonna get the shard, it's gonna like all come back. And it's like his neck is sort of like scabbing out. You know that even if he gets the shard, it's like, yeah, go ahead, bro.
he's
Go
fucked.
get that shard. But just as he comes, he's not paying any attention while your hand just comes and just grabs him around the bicep, and his whole body's becomes scabby. It joins up the stuff on his neck. He basically becomes like a corpse. He kind of sloughs apart. It's like a corpse has been rotting for a couple of months as he.
And it's
Or-
not-
I was going to say, the ice, obviously, now this is the effect of thawing out from the ice.
Yeah, that's true.
And left behind is a little red shard with nothing left to do. So you've got a red shard.
Yep.
There's one on the ground here, and there was one that maybe it merged with the boss. You're not sure, where there should be a third one because of Emerald. It must have you're guessing maybe merged together. So, in any case, good job. You have defeated all the enemies because you paused for a second. It's like, no, nobody else. Okay, good. You're set. Very good. Excellent. So, you all have done a standard fight at level 3 that gives you 150 experience points. That's standard for a standard fight. This was tuned and balanced as a standard fight. So as you notice, you used some resources, you lost some hit points, but it wasn't too deadly. But of course, you've got another fight coming up. And we'll be translating, however banged up your character is now, we'll be translating to your new character. So start thinking about that. That includes spell slots and stuff like that too. Loot. So they have a number of gold beads, solid gold, perfectly round beads in various places in their possession. Oh, yes, you recognize those, do you? So just write down gold bead. You can say a bandful or red or something like that. Write down red or a bandful, gold bead. That's where you got it from. And just put
How
in
many?
brackets.
Just one?
Put gold bead and say, or you say gold beads, but their total is 1 GP. Because you don't need to get exactly 4 gold beads. You each got maybe a few different sizes. You weigh them up. Just say gold beads, plural, but just put bracket 1 GP.
If I already have some gold beads from Red Idiots, would that be a separate entry? Because the gold idiots are different to these gold.
Yeah, what I do is I keep these as packets, so when you do a sacrifice later on, it's easier to say, like, I'm going to give up the stuff that I got from the idiots, or I'm going to give the stuff that I got from the red officers.
Is that what we can call these, red officers?
Yeah, red officers, yeah. Yeah, so these guys were more powerful than idiots.
And how
Is it
many
too hot in
G-
here,
how
by
many
the way?
GP
Let me
was
know
it
if I need
worth?
to
I don't notice anything.
1 GP.
Gold beads, red officers.
Yeah, because they have 2 different origins. For all you know, one's fake and
I
one's
still
real,
have
and one's
some from
cursed
the
and one's not. So that's why I keep them separate. Yeah, and the one for the devil will be
Yeah,
separate
I've got a
yet
couple
again.
of those left as well.
Yeah.
Gold beads, red officers, Brad and the front.
Yeah. So chaos shards. So the one that was skittering across the ground, Shmarag, you have that, but it is loot, so technically you should put it out and everybody should roll for it. So
Okay.
that's loot that you collected. There's the shard that's inside the boss, because that was that. Yes. So there's 2 red shards to get.
Oh, so I only thought about the one from the boss is the one I collected.
Yes, that's right. So you collected the one from the boss.
Yeah.
And there's one that came out of Emerald into the boss. There's one that then came out of the boss.
Okay.
And then there's one actually when you killed a guy. There was that thing that, over here.
That
We
is
told
similar.
that story there. So there's 3 shards. So everybody roll a d20, and whoever is the lowest one doesn't get to have a shard.
Probably made 3.
14.
Okay, so you don't get to have a shard. Of
alright.
course, you're free to give shards to someone anyway. But by default, the 3 of you just write down a Banfill Chaos Shard.
And so I'd write down 2, or would I write
You just write down 1. Yeah.
on top of the one that I had before? Oh,
Uh,
sorry. Okay.
Yeah, that one wasn't an Banfill.
Sorry,
This one's is glowing like blood red, a dull blood red, and it kind of like pulses like a heartbeat. So it's like the glow. sort
Because
of
it's been
moves.
implanted. It's
Because this
typically
one's
otherwise.
implanted, yeah. Yeah, the other ones that you put around the silver necklace, those were ones that used your emotions and stuff. That's
Yeah.
what was ripened, as it's called, for the silvers. That's quite different.
Yeah.
And this one just feels different. Seems like it still maybe has an emotional signature, but it's not just like not talking to you. Like it just doesn't seem kind of like as approachable as the one around the necklace. And it's just got a really hostile sort of evil vibe to it. And yeah, it's pulsing. You don't know what it's good for, and you don't know maybe you should even have it, but you've got that if you like.
I'm sorry, I'm a little bit lost again. How many chaos shards did you say there were? So there was the 2 in the boss.
3. Don't worry about it. There's just 3 total chaos
Okay.
shards. Don't worry about how. You don't know why, because there's 4 things died, but there's only 3 shards. He thinks
Okay.
2 of them must have merged together or vanished or something.
Okay. That's what I was like. Oh, there should be 4 because if one of them had 2.
And that is good to know. Yeah, you're guessing that when the one jumped in the boss, the shard that came in merged with the one that he already
Okay.
had. It does seem a little bit bigger and heavier,
Okay.
but you don't think it's all that different, so don't bother with that. Now, you also find on there some other loot. The boss has a red mirror fragment. It is not attuned to anything, it's blank. So you look at it, you can only see your own reflection, but it's a fragment of a red mirror. Again, if you wish to possess that, please roll a d20.
9.
13.
No, 6.
Okay, so write down red mirror fragment and just put blank next to it, because you get the idea that it could be seeing through to another place. It's not doing that. Emerald's body. Are you checking Emerald's body as part of your sort of ritualistic, or are you hiding from the fact that, or are you
Someone's gonna
covering
have to
your face as they're searching Emerald's
Bags
Honestly,
of what's in his
Shmaran is
pockets.
wondering if they can sort of take Emerald's body back to Nyan.
Ah,
There's a
very
photo-
good.
there's a
Yes, it's
photo
very
of-
hard to carry corpse around. They're very heavy, so you
Yes,
can decide where to stow it
as
and decide to
apology
come back
and sort
later.
of
The bag of
go.
holding somewhere.
Yeah. So as he wants to
Just
move.
don't forget
So
his
you
name.
can try to move the body somewhere out of sight here and pick it up later. But in the meantime, the loot. So he has something bulky in like a backpack that he has. You pull out, or somebody pulls out, a whole red mirror. A red mirror that's kind of like oval. It's got chains all around it. And apparently Emerald has had this for a while. So, who would like to have a complete red mirror?
I thought he gave
Yeah.
you
I don't have one, but
Yeah, you
that
can-
one
you
could
can
be
have it.
extraordinarily valuable.
You
if
were
I could-
you actually have one because the devil gave you one in order
Yeah.
to do the ritual. But that's fine. You still have the right to roll
it's
for it.
basically a free. It's like the one that I've got from the devil is basically controlled by the devil, but that one's basically a free one that's like no one's got ownership over.
That's like a
But it's
burner.
got chains around
That's
the
a
shoulder,
burner.
I mean,
It's a burner
So I
mirror.
don't think it is. It's a burner mirror basically.
Yeah.
So roll a d20 if you would like to have that mirror.
3. Anyone challenging that?
No,
No.
no, no.
That's it's yours, mate.
Okay.
Just a
So
look,
that
of,
red
look of
mirror-
happiness on your face. You just,
You can investigate later on when we make a move or whatever else. You could try to check it out. At a moment, you try like, okay, I want to use it right away, but it doesn't seem like you can easily change its nature. As it is, it's just showing your own
It's like you've
reflection.
got a
You're
new
not sure
switch.
what else it
I've got
is.
the new Nintendo.
Let's do.
Tears
Okay.
of the Kingdom.
Also on Emerald's body is a hand-woven, handwritten pamphlet. It's like a bunch of parchment sort of woven together into a little makeshift book, but sort of pamphlet-sized. And it is all about the Abanful ethos. It's the equivalent of, kind of like the zine that you pick up at a coffee shop that's written by a conspiracy theorist. There's a lot of all the shit that you've heard the Reds talk about the hierarchy,
true.
about the
That's true.
superiority of humans over animals, masculine over feminine, devils over mortals, all that stuff. The Great Chain, that the Abanfuls are a revered and important organization. Fighting the demons is the most important thing, blah, 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 blah. You see that Emerald's done a lot of handwriting notes. He's underlined things. One thing you notice is that it says, every civilization, whether it be city, town, or village, and he underlined village several times, should be led by masculine form. So he's just underlined village and masculine many times. He's done notes like that all over the place. He's obviously been indoctrinated through such stuff. Who wants to have that book called a Red Ethos book?
Shot not.
Roll d20 if you want to have a Red Ethos book.
20.
Whoa, okay. Great.
Was it like
That
was
pro-
it
that-
now's
you can
the
now, you
red
can now
book,
pose as a
basically,
member
but
now.
Yeah, well, no, I was thinking because the
I have the book.
the whole elven thing in Nihilidale was led by like mum and dad or whatever. The lady was the leader one by the feel of it.
Yes, yeah,
And so his-
mother and father were kind of but you could tell that during the
That
fight,
was-
it seems like the mother's
obviously
opinion
he's
won.
like
Mm-hmm.
it's got some
That
mummy
fits.
issues going on. Sorry, what was the item called again?
Red Ethos book.
is it written in common or
It's written in
in
common,
infernal?
just to make sure that everybody can understand it in very simple 8th grade language.
Bloody hell.
With a few misspellings, a few punctuation
I
errors,
don't know
if
if
you
you've
have
been
to be
near your
honest.
rates lately because honestly, we'd probably be above us some of that.
All right. Once again, congratulations on clearing that out. Now, imagine you are eager to rest, but typically you might want to know, are there any other dangers in this room? So you quickly check out the contents of this room. I'm just going to mention some things very quickly here because this is something you can investigate later. So keep in mind that any time that I have a quick mention, this is your all of these things have stories behind them. So the room has some horrible things that you will now see. All in the back area.
Eye bleach.
Okay. So the most horrible thing is the workout equipment. No, that's not the most horrible thing. But there is workout equipment, bench pressing, and all that other stuff. This stuff, I guess you could loot some of it, but I think that you need to sort of sort through it. So let's not try to loot it quite yet. You have a bunch of cots over here. So those little bedrolls. That's where it seems like the lesser reds were. But the thing that catches your eye is the big bed over on the other side of the room. That's where the boss apparently was, because you see a lot of kind of red sequins sort of scattered around the bed sheets and stuff. No, that's a big bed. And above the bed is the horrible thing. It is 2 desiccated corpses. They are both in a Y position, and they're hanging over the bed like art pieces. They've been dead for a long time and not particularly preserved, so the smell of rot is still on them. They've probably been rotting and sitting here for months.
Are they still liquidizing?
Yeah, they're like really nasty, but they do have enough features that you can tell more about them. By looking at the 2, you can see that on the left, this body is female, and though it's largely unrecognizable because of the rot, it does have perfectly preserved denture-like white teeth set in its mouth, and its mouth sort of stretched open, so it's like this grin, and you can see it from across the room, this white-toothed grin, obviously artificial teeth set into the mouth of her. On the right side is a male. He is also in that Y position. His eyes have been sewn shut, and his genitals have been cut off.
Is he also like a big buff dude? Or
Yeah, he seems to be. Yeah, you'd have to examine to know the full story, but at a glance, he certainly seems like there's a lot of flesh that's being rotted away here. Above the 2 of them centered is a red skull. It's just maybe a human skull, but it seems to be painted red with blood. But it's centered again very exactly in the sort of 3-way sort of composition. Seems very intentional. You see a few other things again that are worth investigating if you ever come back here again. You've got almost like a fish tank-like pool of bubbling green liquid, which when you come close, it smells like acid. There's a glowing chaos shard inside that acid, sort of like being tossed around by the turbulence inside there. You see a number of records here. So papers that seem to have been stamped by some sort of machine. There's like a ledger of some sort. It seems to keep track of a bunch of information of some sort. But again, you're just hastily looking for anything that might be super useful. But you'd have to investigate that more. You see a bunch of body parts here that seem to be goblins, hobgoblins, and kobolds. They are sometimes have a lot of black wax and candles on them. They are bones that seem to be kind of like taxidermied for display. Maybe they're stage props, hard to tell. You see chunks of chaos ore, the same chunks of rock that you saw the idiots chipping away at. This is one thing that you missed, but the idiots were obviously using this rock to be trying to find chaos shards inside them.
I think you told us that when we
Oh, you did.
when
That's right.
we were in the tree.
Time.
That's right. Yeah, they got a closer look at it, and there are chunks of what you call chaos ore are sitting here. You see that over on this table are some playing cards and stuff they've been playing, but also some sheets of music. It seems like chord progressions being written as music with lyrics. These lyrics are, let's say typical amateurish heavy metal lyrics are written on the sheet music.
That I can imagine 13.
And that was it at a glance. Then there's this door in the back. You probably checked this out first to make sure you didn't have a bunch of dudes. So you quietly open the door and look there. It is a plain room. When I say plain, it's eerily plain because it's made of a weird gray metal. This is a normal door going into it, a heavy iron metal door. But the door that you're going into it even looks strange. The door itself is a weird gray metal. And when you sort of have to touch it, it slides open on its own. It doesn't have like a handle or anything like that. It just silently slides open. The room itself is maybe not much bigger than this room itself. It's made entirely of dead gray metal with no seams. It's slightly curved around the edges. Very much unusual from anything you've seen before. On the opposite side is another, you can tell it's a door, but it's got a very thin seam around it. Next to that door is a window. Through that window, you can see another room, but it's a sealed window. But at a glance, you look there, it's like, okay, you don't see any danger. You look through the window that looks into another space, you don't see anybody coming, and so you decide, okay, it's safe enough to do a rest. You might be eager to do a short rest, so you might decide, like, okay, let's retreat for now, check that other room out later. No danger, you can do a short rest. Sound good? Who wants to do short rest, I imagine, because of second wind and stuff, at least.
Yeah, sure.
I don't need to. Oh,
Yeah,
No.
well, the fighters do, so we'll do a short
yeah,
rest, I imagine.
I'm just thinking, I only get hit dice back on a long rest, don't I?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay, so you can spend, of course, your hit dice to get any of those hit points back as you do.
I'd like to use Arcane Recovery if I can.
Yes, you may. Of course, that could be happening during the short rest. As you're getting ready for the short rest, what chat that any of you have? What do you say to each other about the battle or about what you've seen? Is there anything that your characters say to each other as you're settling down for a short rest?
Well, this is where Shamarab's going to sort of point out that they have that regret of killing Emerald and going, I'm kind of going to need you guys to not talk to me for a little bit. I need to go communicate with my deity because I think I fucked up.
All right. Okay.
So, yeah. Shamarab is going to sort of just be within range, but is definitely going to need to go into like a deep
Okay.
meditation and
I like
see if they
that.
can communicate with the deity. Because, like I said, they think they made the wrong
Right.
move.
Okay. Yeah, I like visualizing these things. Great.
And so, yeah, this is when Shemug basically will tell everyone, I just I'm just gonna.
Okay. All right.
Very keen to have a holiday from Reds and Whites and Shriners and Chaos Shards and
Yeah. She was like, these bastards. Eh? It's like, when do they stop?
yeah, they just level a bastard and they just.
That's true. You went to the red dungeon, and then you wasn't long ago. Then you went here again. It's like, you're getting a lot of red shit all together all at once.
They've all got issues.
Yeah, that's right. All right, Shudian. Anybody else got anything to say to each other or make a statement? Or talk about the combat or anything like that?
I'm just like, I bring out my little red mirror that I got from the devil, pressing his cosmic door bell, like, ding dong, reward me now, please.
Yes, you only see your own reflection, your own sort of odd reflection in that mirror. You do not get any
Pressing
response.
the doorbell.
Yeah.
Just imagine the chain devil, like,
Sort of tapping the glass, yeah.
So is there a reason he's not answering it?
I don't know. He just might be busy. Hell's a pretty hectic place.
I was
I
going to say,
think.
you're not his only client.
You can say, well, hey, look, man, we've got this boss chaos shard. What would you give me if I played
He's not really care about that. I don't think he cares about that.
Who knows? Who knows? But in case, even if you show it, if you decide to show it to him, or if you suggest that, like the mirror does not respond.
I'm
It's
just
a
after
reflection.
my reward.
Does Holgrim do anything?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything to do.
Sorry to interrupt. You were saying the room beyond had a mirror. Not a mirror.
Yes, you're about to
a
check that
win-
out next.
A window.
Hmm.
So we haven't actually looked through.
No, you glance through to make sure that there's no danger, and now you're
Okay.
doing a short rest. Nothing happens. Well, let me make sure. Every short rest, there's a chance that something happens. No, nothing happens.
Boss
So,
responds.
there's always a chance for a wandering monster, as they say. So, your short rest ends with no incidents. You, of course, can apply your hit dice, and remember you're spending those, plus your constitution bonus every time you roll one. Your other things that reset on short rest are done so. You want to catch this up because you're about to translate this sort of stated readiness to the new characters, and be starting very soon now. Okay. Any questions about short rest before we move on?
Spell slots don't come back on short rest, do they?
They do not.
Cool.
Unless you're a warlock. With warlocks, they do.
No.
That's the spellcaster that's different that way. Okay, unless there's any other questions, we'll move on. So, you check out this next room. I'm going to call this room the airlock for short, because it's just this weird metal, and also the doors operate in a strange way. You go to the opposite door on the other side, and there's next to a window. I'll describe what's through the window in a moment, but it looks into basically another piece of cave. But, you want to see, can this door be open, or can something open it? So you push on this. It's outlines the shape of a door, but it utterly does not budge. It's just like it's etched in the metal at all. But at some point, maybe by experimenting, you close the door into it. Again, you sort of you touch a little panel next to it, and the door slides away. When the door slides away, there's like a little edge, and if you sort of touch that edge, it slides back. And once that happens, there's a chunk. And the door on the opposite side of this room, it sort of recesses a little bit. And now it's a little bit loose, like when you push it, it has a little bit of give. So you realize that it's like an airlock in that if you open this door that leads into the airlock, the other door seals up very tightly. If this door is closed, the other door loosens up. So you get the idea that only one door can be open at once. you saw something similar coming into this area, but this is like a high-tech or very different version of it. Again, this metal is like nothing you've ever seen before. Then through the window. So as you look through the window, you see, first of all, the thing that attracts your attention is there's blazing torches, a big shield that says SOEC with a big grand sort of bound wooden and iron door, some steps leading up to it, a few steps, with skulls, candles, sconces, a bunch of paintings of Ziggy, and the devil horn hand. This seems to be the entryway into like the main part of the SOEC. It looks like a grand, intimidating entrance into the inner part of the SOEC, the Shrine of Evil Chaos, as you know what that stands for. And it's just sort of decorated like that, sort of a very heavy metal motif. But you have to sort of look at an angle to see that. At the other angle, you see what looks like a window that leads into a room almost identical to this one. So let me just sort of draw something out here and help you visualize this with a plan. And here, okay, so here's your door in from the room. Here's the airlock, like that. And there's another doorway out, like that, which you can't figure out open. And this is just sort of simple for a window, so you can look out there. And this looks into essentially what seems to be a triangular room. That. So over here, you see an extrusion of what looks very much like the same kind of airlock. You see a window that looks very much like the same kind of window. And you see a door that looks very much like the same kind of door. So you're here, and you can kind of look through and see the inside of this room. This window is wide enough that you can kind of see the entire contents of the room, let's just say. If you look over here, this is the big SOEC door with all the torches and stuff here, and a few little steps leading up to it. The question is, well, that's where you want to go. How do you get through? Because this door simply won't open no matter what you experiment with. With this room over here being identical. Then you notice that up above, if you look, you can see first on the other side, but you kind of crane your neck and see above your doors the same thing. These doors, each above them, have a crystal bar that is leading sort of, high on the ceiling to a box in the middle. This box is also made of weird gray metal and some translucent some translucent stuff, and another crystal bar that leads above the SOEC door. 3 crystal bars. By experimentation, you realize that when you touch this door, because this door does have a sort of like a slight circular indentation in the middle, that when you touch it, one of you notices like, hey, this is lit up. You see that when somebody's touching this door, this fills with red light. This box starts to glow sort of red, and then like just a couple feet, half a meter down this, there's a red light, but the red light kind of dies out before it reaches there. So you let go, the light goes away. You push it, the light goes down. That's all that you know. The other side has, so this has a door with a red light. This door, you can't tell what light, there's no light over here. There's nobody in this room, but this door is painted silver. The outside of the door is painted silver. What do you make of this? What do you think this all means?
Well, you guys probably came in through like the Reds entry, right? So it's probably a Silver's entry. We got to go kill more
I was going to
people.
say, if we went back out to where the idiots were at the edge of the cliff, I think.
Yep.
The Silvers, they were preparing. They had like a bad poetry night thing going on.
They had a
or
stage
something.
in front of the silver keyhole, sort of blocked.
And so we had. That's what you were thinking about with the folk songs. We had to try and convince them with folk songs to let us through that way, and we'd be able to go through that way. So.
Okay, so you're guessing that if you go through the silver area, you'd maybe end up in a very similar looking end. Okay. That's good. Let's just say everybody here roll an investigation roll. You've got a few different theories here. I think you're catching on to it. Let's see how much I can justify speeding this up.
Oh,
19.
I'm not even going to look at my
Shudian, very
I've got
good.
a 2, so I'm not looking up whatever I've got.
Yeah, Shudian, you figured out first that you just think logically through here. There's actually this seems to be again like an airlock system. Yeah, you're guessing that somebody needs to be on the other side, and you guess that if somebody touches the other side, there must be a similar kind of light that comes through. Maybe if both doors get touched at the same time, the light, the red and maybe different colors of light, will extend all the way here and unlock it. You sort of figure that out, or you've sort of done that through some experimentation, just using some logic. So yeah, you're kind of stuck because, okay, some of you need to go over there, but then you'd be splitting the party, which we always know is a terrible idea. You don't want half of you to stay here because you know that red and silver officers are coming through here fairly often. This is the only thoroughfare, and that's why you've been in such a hurry. You very dubiously or very hesitantly did even the short rest. You know that if you stay here for hours and hours, that's a bad problem. What if you're split and the other half has to go through this other thing that might be just as dangerous, so that's going to be a bad idea, and something might attack you while you're here. If only a different set of heroes would show up at the other set of the other door to push that. And that's where we'll switch to the other set of heroes, which you have. So, other heroes. What you're going to do is something we do in this campaign, and increasingly we do it in Epic 2, which is parking a character. You can have as many, you could have had multiple characters, but this is now, you finally have multiple characters. When you switch characters, your old character is still in the world. You're parked in a certain place. So, you're hunkered down, you're being defensive, you're not being very heroic, you're just taking it as easy as possible. So you're going to hunker down here in this airlock or maybe in the red room itself, depending on the danger level. If you hear something coming, you can scurry from one to the other. So all the characters you've just been playing here are parked here. And you're going to switch. Now, characters stay parked for week after week, and you can actually control them. When you come in early and spend those session stamps, you can have your parked characters do things, move from location to location, do investigations, explore the world. Some fun things happen in Epic 2 where you might have characters that are quite far away from each other, and some of the moves that you make involve like moving different chess pieces around the board from different things. So that's something you can always take advantage of with these other characters. That's right, and we're about to reveal the new character, hence the change of costume. Now, these other characters that start off will be back in the terrace, and I'll tell that story in a moment. And they are the ones that are going to be the ones that open up the other half of this airlock. So we'll switch on over. Yeah, multiple things are really fun. From this point on, you can't have yet a third character. So this was your last chance to make a character until you defeat the SOEC, or at least while you're in this inner SOEC. It's very dangerous in here. The fight's going to get very difficult. So I don't want you to have yet another new character. If this character that you just played, this new characters that you played, feel unfinished, you have the ability to not take them into the inner SOEC, take these instead. Or you might discover that you want to take your new characters into the SOEC. So we'll get to that decision later. Okay. Just to summarize what you learned before we switch away. So you learned something about chaos shards. You learned something about why they're implanted. I think you've repeated this yourself. When they're implanted, they have the ability then to carry experience and sort of experience points and also experience knowledge into the chest of another red who's nearby who's also implanted, making them extremely dangerous to fight when they're together. And also it's a great way to keep a secretive organization preserve its knowledge through the generations, through the hundreds of years, the Reds have been around. These implantations must have been going on for a while. Okay. So we're going to now jump to what we usually do at the beginning, which is the story so far. To recap the story so far, and onward we go. So, your new heroes know some of the situations. They've been here for a while. Remember, your new heroes are level 3 for a reason. They've been adventuring around. They maybe didn't adventure around this particular area, but they've done a lot of heroic stuff. And also, they've been sitting in this area for a while, and we'll give you an opportunity for a backstory that explains that. So they know these things as well, so they might be motivated by the same things. In any case, you still want to stop those goblin raids. They originate here in the Caves of Chaos, which is where you all have been, and you will remain right now. You also want to stop or take over the mining of chaos shards. You're learning more and more that chaos shards just cause trouble. Now you know in the hands of the Reds how dangerous they are. Both of these things, the raids and the mining of the shards, is driven by Ziggy, the Face Shredder, whose paintings you've been seeing pretty often lately. Ziggy is the leader of the Shrine of Evil Chaos, or SOEC. Now you heard that soon, deep inside this SOEC area, probably beyond that special door you've just seen, is Ziggy's elimination show. Everybody must attend this show, and you know it's coming up soon because there's a big sweep that happened recently that the goblin that you interrogated tells you always comes just before the elimination show, because everybody must attend. From what you can tell, this elimination show is actually an ideal opportunity. Everybody in the whole organization is going to be in this room. And that usually sounds like a bad thing, but you know that if you can take care of them all at once, they won't be able to squirrel themselves away and run an insurrection against you, because you get the idea from the goblins that these guys can move away from room to room and slip through cracks and do all kinds of stuff that makes them extremely hard to pin down. You got the idea that this room is a great opportunity to get them all there at once. Also, a lot of them hate each other. There's a lot of rivalry. The Reds and the Silvers obviously have a rivalry. The Goblin clans are in competition with each other. There are people who are complaining about Ziggy, you always heard in the Idiots room as well, that they're sort of discontent with the job they're doing. So maybe there's a way that you can take away some of the edge. So instead of fighting everybody in that room, if you can foment some sort of rebellion or make sure that some of them don't show up, you're going to try to find an edge in the coming battle. There's going to be this big confrontation in the elimination show. but you want to find an edge from this point forward that is going to reduce those forces or get some forces to attack each other. So you want to keep an eye out for that and learn as much as you can to get that edge. Right now, the leaders are distracted. That's why you haven't been caught yet. Only these minor officers have been your trouble so far, and you want to get into that cave before you see deeper in, before a whole bunch of them show up in numbers, because they are pretty scary when they're in large numbers. So to pursue this goal right now, the first step was to so now you're sitting in the terrace. All of you, I invite to say either you were just outside the idiot room, because maybe you were adventuring and spying and waiting for some other heroes to show up. Maybe you were alone as this new character, but you didn't feel like, oh, I can't take on everything myself. I wish other heroes would show up. Maybe you were hiding when these heroes showed up, went to the terrace, and worked their way into the iron door. But maybe, and this is sort of the default story, you don't have to decide now, maybe you're one of the idiots. These idiots, they seem to all be ex-adventurers, but they seem to be adventurers that have kind of lost their way at some point. They became addicted, they had some tragic incident, they just got uncertain, they lost the blessing of their divine connection, they became just wounded badly, something bad happened to them, or they decide they don't feel heroic anymore. They decided to work for this organization, maybe find some chaos shards, maybe get some power by finding chaos shards and joining either the silvers or the reds. So you can decide that you were just in this room of idiots or just outside it as the previous heroes that we just saw went through. Doing this activated your heroic spirit. You just said to yourself something like, God damn, I gotta get back, I'm wasting my life here. And heroic energy surged back into you. And you decided to do something about it, and you realized something. You thought, those heroes, they're going through the red door. They're gonna take out Ziggy, you could just tell. This is our big chance. Maybe we can take this place over. We can gain our power and fix the world as it is. But you also know, because you've been here for a while, they're going to hit a dead end. They're going to get to the end of this area, and they're going to be at that weird double door thing that can only let through equal numbers of reds and silvers. They're going to be stuck. What we need to do is go through the other door and help them out. So that's your motivation, is to help out these heroes, to pursue all these goals, to take out the Shrine of Evil Chaos. Sound good? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, as I introduce each of your PCs, you don't have to go into your backstory. I'm most interested in your name, because I don't know these things, right? So I'll be surprised by some of them. Your name, your class, your race, what appears, and as usual, a sentence or two about what's your most identifiable feature right now, what you look like, or what's your emotional tone. If you do want to toss in oh yeah, I was a red idiot or a silver idiot, or I was hiding in the bushes, feel free to say so, but don't bother going into your backstory. We can fill that out later. So what happens in this moment is the camera is zooming in the terrace amongst the idiots as we get through. It's been a little while since those heroes went through the iron door, and your heroism is now ready to bubble over. We'll just go around. If it's odd, we'll start with you. If it's even, we'll start with you. So we'll go clockwise from you, Olenka.
Okay, so I have a character I've called Valerie. I say Wrathbrow. I'm sure Roth is probably another way to say it, but Valerie Wrathbrow. She's a half-orc barbarian. What was the other things you needed?
Oh, just what's visually, what's some striking visually or emotionally? What's the first thing you notice about her when you meet her?
I don't know, her height, her sort of greyish-green skin. She's got the sort of side cut with the swept-over hair. And her little sort of pet ferret just sitting on her shoulder.
Okay, awesome. Give me that name again, and I'll write it down here.
Valerie Wrathbrow.
Valerie, okay. So Valerie, a she. All right. All right, next in line, please.
Tiffany. She's a really beautiful half elf.
Yeah.
You spell her name as Tifaknee. She's got this spaced out look where she was with the idiots, but not that she just joined them. She just wandered in somehow and was just with them. She's got this spaced out, stupid as shit look on her face. She's very beautiful, but there's not much going up in there.
That's great. All right.
What class are you?
I'm a paladin.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Okay.
That's my character trait.
Tiffany. Thank you, Tiffany, for the introduction.
My personality trait is dumb, and my flaws are dumb.
Fantastic. Next in line, please.
Xiao N. So Xiao and space N. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Goliath. And Ranger.
Uh-huh.
And 193 centimeters tall. 600, whatever that is. I'm assuming that's pounds.
Yeah, pounds. Yeah. So it'd be like 300 kilos.
Yeah. So yeah, from a hill type region, affinity to cold. Yeah. And
That's great.
stern.
Okay. In a word, personality, stern.
Stern.
Okay. Welcome, Zhao. Who do we got next?
Gallagher. So that's how you spell it.
Yeah. Great. Okay. Thank you.
Easy. So he's a half-orc barb, and his main defining feature is he's a naturalist, and he walks around only wearing a gourd.
I was wondering why gourd was in your inventory.
Wait, naturalist, like a
Like he
Nudist.
yeah,
naturist.
Oh,
An
Gotcha.
interest?
naturalist, whatever. Yeah. So he's a berserker. So he doesn't want to wear any clothes.
All right.
That's part
And
of
he
the
was
appeal.
I'll say he was part of the idiots because the backstory I wrote for him was that he got basically run out of town for being weird.
Okay. Great. Welcome, Gallagher. Okay, fantastic. Welcome all. So, you all have risen up and logically need to get through that silver keyhole, which we'll get to in a minute. Great. Okay. Now, this is the last chance to make your new PC about as drained as the PC you just parked. So if you're both spellcasters, make sure that your amount of magic power is about the same. It's even nice, like, if anything is limited by the day, right? You've had the equivalent of a short rest recently, so you're fully powered that way. But who here has something besides magic that renews on a short rest? Like, does Barbarian Rage only happen during short rests or long rests? I forget. How often do you get your rage back?
3 per long rest.
3 per long rest. So if your previous character had used a lot of spell slots as a cleric, then do knock off maybe like 1 of those rages or two. If you feel like you're just about out, have at least 1 thing. I want you to be able to do your cool thing.
Yeah.
But if you are quite depleted, get yourself down to 1 rage, for example. Same thing with spell slots. Just be on your honor to give yourself as much sort of anything that's long rest limited. Make yourself about as drained as the character you just left was. This is just for game balance because I'm trying to train you to get ready for a few battles, and this is just the way to do it. Same thing with hit points. So again, the percentage of hit points you have should be about the percentage of hit points that your last character had. Your hit dice number should also be the same.
Hang on. Spells. Yeah, I should probably have only 1 rage.
Sometimes 1's all you need.
And so what did you say about the hit dice?
Yeah, same number of hit dice. So of course you're both level 3s, so just have the same number of hit dice as your previous character did, and percentage of hit points. So not literal hit points, but percentage of hit
I
points.
took no damage.
Good for you.
I think I managed to go like through two battles, no damage.
My goodness, that high AC has been very helpful.
Look, and it doesn't really make a difference, but if you want the spelling of Valerie, it is
Sure, yeah, I'll
slightly-
probably. Okay, great.
slightly out of.
Oh, I like the way that's spelled, like Valor.
And her sister is Honoria.
Yeah,
Honor.
okay, great. Oh, nice. I like that. That's awesome.
Bet you
Again,
was,
this all came to me. I didn't plan it. Sorry.
No, I was also writing down Barbarian 3. I think I got that. Okay, great.
So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
Valerie. It just happened.
Any questions about adjusting your new character to be about as drained as your old one?
No, I'm pretty sure it's good.
Okay.
It's just
good.
going to take a bit of while to sort of look at the right places because this page is set out a little bit differently to the previous.
Oh, that's fine.
character
Yeah,
sheet.
like
So-
it's sort of like a one shot. It's like a D&D one shot where you just come in for a couple hours with a couple characters and just like podcasts will do this pretty often, or video will do the same things. So you are in a room full of idiots. The red idiots are depleted quite a bit because those heroes came through, talked with them a bunch, and a lot of the red idiots lost heart that they were on the right side of this war and they left. A few hardcores are still there looking resentfully around. But the silver idiots, the ones with burned eyes, flamboyant clothes, all genders, all races, all expressions, are just tearing down the stage. In some cases, literally tearing down the stage, because Kaylin, as you learned her name was, the one with the backwards tuxedo, has finally finished her rehearsal, getting feedback, as she called it, which is an absolutely terrible performance. People criticized her a great deal, and she is just in tears. She started tearing down the stage. Other people just got all excited and started tearing down the stage. And so the stage is kind of like, in pieces, revealing the silver keyhole through which you need to go. Now, you know the silver keyhole because, you're heroes. You've learned a few things. They require a glowing chaos shard to go through. Maybe one of you has a glowing chaos shard from your other adventures, but it doesn't matter because Kaylin has one, and she's very eager to go through. So Kaylin, she's got sort of mousy brown hair that's all cut to different lengths. It's all sort of gelled and poking out in all sort of directions. She has the backward tuxedo on still. Her eyeliner is completely a mess because she's been crying because of all the criticism that she got. But she's sort of cleaning herself up. She's got her a fake wooden violin with kind of like a glowing bow. It's like the bow on it has some sort of phosphorescence to it. And she's sort of, she's pretending to sort of play that. And you notice that when she plays, she just makes violin like something. So she's sort of making that noise as she's going. But she puts that down because you see you all stand up. It's like, hey, you probably say like, hey, Kaylin, I think the show's great. Let's just go through. And the other silvers, because they really want to see Kaylin take a big falls. Oh yeah, Kaylin, your show is great. Yeah, you should go with these people. You should go in and do your audition now. You're in good shape. So you think there's an opportunity that Kaylin has her glowing chaos shard and says, oh, I'm so ready for this show. I mean, do you really like it? Do you really like the violin? Do you like the poetry? Do you think my tuxedo is too backwards? Do you think my hair is all right? Are we ready? I think, now, do you know how to perform? Like, I'm a professional. Do you know how to sing? Who here knows how to sing? Raise your hand if you know how to sing.
I do.
Oh, good. Okay, great. Anybody dance? Who's a triple threat? Right? I'm a triple threat. I can sing, dance, and I can act. Who can act?
Look, I've been in enough taverns to see good quality performances, and I can tell you've got it, kid.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited. I'm going to be a star. I'm going to rise through. I'm going to lead the silver faction eventually. I've got so many ideas. I'm so creative. And who here, is like, can do tricks? Anybody do like juggling or tricks or flames tossing or anything like that? Because I'm not very good at that stuff.
Sure, I'll say I'm quite dexterous.
Okay, great. Oh, I think we're a team, and as long as you listen to me, we're going to get through this audition just fine. All right, let's go. So she has the thing on. She goes to the silver keyhole, as you've seen before. She shrinks down kind of thin and crooked, so she's now sort of in the shape of that massive keyhole in the wall, and you link hands with her, so all of you, like paper dolls, slip through the silver keyhole to the room beyond. All right, so what you see, what she calls the audition room, is appropriately theatrical. The first thing you see is just racks and racks of clothes that are not allowing you to see very far into what seems like a rather small, again, stone room, but sort of finished out. There's tables that are full of props of all kinds. What you imagine is like backstage at a very busy repertory theater. Every kind of prop. You see put up against the sides are actually even big screens that you use as backdrops, to put up on a stage. And as you sort of wander around a little bit, you see there is a little bit of a raised stage, and then 3 statues. They're looking down at the stage. And Michaela says, that's the judges. So the first thing that I think I should probably show you are the statues themselves. So let me get to that. Brighten this up, pull that out here. Okay, and I will switch for our home viewers. They look like this. Now they're stone white marble. These are just standard pictures. They're not necessarily these poses. So take a look at my screen here. So they're made of marble, and they have very different expressions here, but just look at the features. So she, on the left, seems to be covered with leaves and just has, very delicate features and sort of twig-like textures and all that. She is sitting there with sort of a fascinated expression. She's sort of leaning forward she's sitting on a big chair with there's sort of a circular booth, and she's on sort of almost throne-like chair. And doesn't move, but she's leaning forward and just like kind of a fascinated expression, sort of looking over a cocked head. That's her expression. The one on the right, he is a goat man. He has the lower half of a goat and goat-like horns on his head. They don't necessarily have these weaponry and stuff, but he's still very well built. He probably has a good dagger or something at his side. He actually looks like one of the people that you fought. You fought a goat-legged person. Who here fought a goat-legged person? I think
that
you
was
did.
Me, yeah.
It is the same species. This is literally the same person. You can tell by the features are different. But again, even though made of white marble, you can see it's the same. He's leaning forward, and he's got this kind of it's really like excited, sort of lascivious, kind of a leer. Like, he's excited. And he's got this sort of lustful, sort of wanting to see violence kind of expression. With his bared teeth, he's leaning forward, frozen in place. This one in the middle, it looks elven at a glance, but his features are different than, high elves, wood elves, the type that you've seen. His eyes are exceptionally large, the musculature and bone structure is different, and he has a very heavily natural theme. He's got a lot of clothes on that, again, bespeak all kinds of sort of woodland sort of stuff, but very fun, like very fancy looking. And instead of the bird that I showed on his hand, he's got a cocktail glass that's shaped like a bird. It's just being held up here. He's got a sneer. Sort of like looking out at you with a very dubious expression as he's holding his cocktail. But they're all frozen there, and their faces are more or less, featureless and blank. You start looking. There's no apparent exit from this room. But Kaylin says, "Okay, now we don't have much time before the audition starts. So take a look at props. Take a look at costumes." So you start moving around. You see that she reaches out and does something that you do yourselves. All of these things, the rack of the clothes, when you do it, your hand passes through it. All these things are illusory. The racks are real, but the clothes are illusory. But if you touch it, the thing sticks to your hand. And then if you go like that, all of a sudden you're dressed in those clothes. And if you go like this, it comes off again, your regular clothes are still underneath, and you can put it back on the rack or just throw it on the floor, and eventually it just lies there. The props are the same. Every kind of prop, weapon, armor, item, machine, animal, any kind of like that, they're all scattered around on these tables. And again, they're illusory, but as your hand picks up, it sort of is roughly in your hand. So you can kind of fake it look like you're holding or wielding any of these things. And same thing with the set pieces. You can drag the set pieces, they're illusory, but you can sort of move them into place. So you are starting to check this out because you are expected to audition and impress the judges, is what Kaylin is telling you. One thing I should have mentioned before, because it certainly is disturbing, maybe you're too distracted, but maybe they're more on the edges, they're more near the stages. You maybe dismissed them before as props, but you bump into it and you realize, oh, these things are not illusory. These weird things, they weren't very colorful, so you weren't paying attention. But when you bump into them, you realize, wait, they're solid. What are they? They're humanoid forms. They're basically like arms and legs and all that, but they're covered with wax, sort of like layer after layer of sort of tacky, sort of sticky wax. There's some that have cracks in the wax. Flies are coming in and out of the cracks. And the ones that have cracks in them, they smell very dead. Sickly sweet, like the wax is extremely sweet smelling, like a scented candle. But the ones that have cracks in them, there's like rot inside of them. And that's where the flies are coming in and out of. And the ones that didn't do well. And Kaylin says, those are the ones that didn't do well. Yeah. So she actually confirms that. She confirms your theory. Says, don't look at them, they're bad luck, she says. So she's excitedly trying different things on, trying to talk to you and also trying to rehearse with her violin and all that other stuff. So you realize that you're going to need to think and come up with pairs who perform little scenes to amuse these judges. But just as you're doing that, the statues, you hear voices come from the statues. At first, the statues, they're totally frozen, and it was almost like a projection on their face, like a movie projection on their face that animates. As time goes on, they actually start to move, but at first, it's very awkward as this starts. So the elf in the middle with the sort of sneer, just his lips move and his eyes sort of move around, and he says, well, when are you going to start? Only an utter incompetent would not already know which kind of costumes and props to grab. It won't matter. I can tell already your performance will be dreadful. My chaos shards seem to be getting darker. I didn't think that was possible. You look down, you can see that all of them actually, they were etched in marble, and you were so distracted, but his sort of flickers a little bit and then goes out and actually becomes like a real dead black. They're all wearing what look like the statue equivalent of chaos shards, but they aren't glowing any sort of color. But as he's talking about his chaos shard is actually getting darker, it sort of demonstrates by turning like a very black color. My chaos shard seems to be getting darker instead of lighter. Congratulations, I didn't think that was possible. I would be embarrassed to pass you through to the next audition, to the final audition. Next, he says. She to the left, in that fascinating expression, she licks her lips and sort of like looks you all up and down with a very interested look on her face. And her fingers, are sort of on her shard necklace, and her shard sort of flickers a little bit, sort of like a pink color, as she says, but some of them look so intriguing. They could make some more interesting fashion choices. That look in all their eyes. They have secrets. I wonder what they're hiding. The goat man to the right, he claps he doesn't clap his hands, but his teeth get even more bared, and he's got that sort of urgent, lascivious, lustful expression. He's like, yeah, look at those weapons and armor, yo! Oh, and they're cracked with that magical energy. Ooh, this crew is ready to explode. Oh, come on, let's see some skin. Let's see some muscle. Let's see some blood. Or, start stripping. Do something. I want the shard to glow, yo! And the shard is sort of like flickering red as he does that.
Part of your stage act.
You know exactly which judge you're working for.
So, as I do this, well, I'll just do a little thing here, because we will have a few things going on. So, I'll do it the way that the statues were, right? So to the right was he. To the other side was she. Look how did I do my S backwards?
No, it's good.
All right. And the middle is they. the elf-like one. And I'll be tracking sort of, how happy they are. Right now, they are not happy at all. So I'm going to put beads away from them. Right now, they're quite discontent with what they've seen so far because you're upsetting them by not being ready to perform already, and their shards are not glowing at all. Another strange thing that once you look at the strange scene and they start to animate a little bit and their bodies move, and you're not sure if they're a loser or not. They're sort of distant from you. There's something that seems really familiar about it. Like those of you who like have a mystical or historical bent, it's like these three seem to be reminding me of something, like a variant of something with the he, the she, and this androgynous character in the middle. And then you notice their tails. The he has a tail that's like maybe like a monkey tail essentially. At the end of that tail, still in marble, is a flame. It sort of like looks like flames captured in marble. She, on the other side, she has another monkey tail, and it ends in a bundle of grapes. And this one in the middle does not have a tail, but he's sitting up higher than the others, and he sort of has this sort of superior, sort of looking down on them quality. You see the three of them, it's like, that reminds me of something, but you can't quite judge what. This is something to investigate later, what this is a reference to. But they are wanting you to perform. So you're going to try to please these judges, but dangers are going to threaten you all, because as they're muttering and getting more discontent, one of them says like, "Oh, fashion choices," like,
muttering. I heard
like
muttering.
Muttering.
So, muttering.
So when she says, "Oh, the fashion choices," you're like, you get like this twinge and like you get a headache, like a splitting headache. And as they in the middle is saying like, "Oh, this is dreadful," they have no talent. He goes, "Oh," you just feel kind of dizzy. And as he over on the side is like, "Oh, come on, I want to see some action. Why are you just sitting there?" He goes, "Oh," you just get another headache. You realize you're going to take psychic damage from the criticism that these judges fling at you. So you must please them and get through this audition before you get too harmed by it. This time you won't be able to dispatch these dangers. You won't be able to fight the judges. The judge is just going to judge. So your best thing is to perform as well as you can to meet their criteria and get through. So this is a quick, loose cinematic scene. You can interpret your skills and your spells very liberally. The items, you can make up whatever props you have, whatever things you have, so you can have an infinite number of things as you put together scenes, but it still will result in a D20 roll where you pick a skill, hopefully one you're pretty good at. And you're going to be making scenes together. The better you roll, the more pleased the judges will get, and you'll be able to get out of this room. So you can be creative with all those things. I'm going to put down a certain number of chips, and you'll be splitting these up. As you consider which ones to take, you are going to be dealing with charisma saving throws. The damage, you're going to spare yourself from damage with charisma.
Oh, my lowest stat.
I actually have charisma in this.
Take your own chips off the table, please. I'll take the ones that I had.
And that one's coming back as well.
Oh, thank you. Yep. If you want to have chips in a coming battle, you can use those old ones there. We're going to put these all in the middle as usual. Just use the pen to just draw, it's very obvious. The four corners are the four corners you're dragging them to. So that is the amount of criticism you're attracting. Those of you who take a lot of chips, you're basically deliberately kind of getting the judges to pay more attention to you because their criticism will be directed at you more than the weaker members. So remember, your hit points and your charisma is going to dictate how many things you do. So those cutting insults are coming your way. You'll be able to split this, so you can split those up now. I have a secret whammy, which I'm writing down
Plus
here.
one.
Yeah, +3.
What is one?
We're going to do clockwise or counterclockwise. Odd is from here. So even, we'll start with you and go around. So we'll be going counterclockwise during this whole scene. And you split all that, and all the things are split up. Very good. We'll go around the table with each of these. Now, each of you, when you do, we're going to be permanently in pairs. I think you probably should stick in the same pairs, but you can be pairs anyway. You don't have to pair with the person next to you. You'll do a bit of brainstorming. So we're going to roll soon. But the first thing to do is brainstorm is, how can you pair up, and how can that pair combine? Each of you can use a different skill, but you're going to try to make a little scene and do a roll for it. So each of you, you should unify your actions. So as you describe and do your roles, it's one sort of simple and entertaining action or little scene that you do. You want to brainstorm what will entertain these judges the most. Now we'll go around the table a few times. So it's even better if you think of something that, okay, you could do it once, and if you do it 2 or 3 times, you can maybe tell a progressing story or deepen, or make references to. So something that you feel you can have some variety in to hang together and progress what you do when they get to your scene. You can use any of those props and costumes that you can imagine. They're somewhere in this room. And we will start off with unhappy judges. Use the action. Yeah, okay. So, brainstorm. Kaylin wants to get involved, but she wants to be solo. So she's going to do her own thing. You'll realize she's terrible, so she won't matter.
So this is still us planning, like we're not.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Musical and maybe something like You Can Leave Your Hat On, to the tune of You Can Leave Your Hat On, if you want to improvise from that.
You can leave your hat on.
Is
For
everything
the
okay?
full
I'm
Monty.
providing the music. Yeah, so-
Oh man, you guys watched the full Monty.
No, seriously,
Yeah.
no.
Because that's the thing, you're kind of our weakest if it's charisma. So what we need to be able to find something that matches to what you can do.
Yes.
And keep in mind that, and probably any skill is useful. If you're good at history, you could be doing entertaining sort of history ode poetry. It doesn't have to be a
Stealth and
charisma-based skill.
survival.
I have
Whatever you're
incredible
skillful at, you can be
athletics,
good at.
and I'm wearing nothing except a little gourd.
There you go. So you
Yeah.
could do the beefcake, right? So your
I can oil
athletics thing-
myself up.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I've got persuasion, and I just want to start telling insane conspiracy theories that would just bore them into mind-numbing stupidity, where they just can't hold back. Because that's like my way of prayer, is just telling stupid stories which get them dumber and dumber.
But don't we need to amaze them?
Yeah, but if they don't think, they just think, "Wow, that was
was
terrible."
okay.
So everything else is brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to use my animal handling with my little
Talk to them. Go ahead.
ferret
Yeah.
and get some props, and I can do my own little acrobatics sort of thing with, because my acrobatics is +2, my animal handling is +3, so I can dress up my little ferret. I can be in a costume as well.
I can be an assistant because
I
I'm
can-
+4 with the animal handling.
I can do sort of because my dex is high enough. I think that I should be able to do some sort of cartwheel, some sort of roly-poly somersaults on the ground, and then have my ferret actually do the main.
Very
main
good.
things,
These are all
so-
good ideas. Yeah, and remember, when you get into a pair, each of you can roll a different skill, and it's good if those two skills are complementary, but they're the same scene, right? So, yeah, you don't have to both be good at animal handling. You can have one animal handling, the other one does something that complements the actions happening with the animal with the own skill that you have. It could be running around on the beefcake gun. It could be running around on you as you pose. It could be running around on you as you do your.
I feel like a ferret performer needs a big
Yeah.
hunky dummy.
I was going to have the ferret run around
Yeah.
your arms and jump and do its own little flips.
It could provide cover where you need it.
Yeah, as you take off the gourd strategically. But you haven't decided on pairs yet?
I'm just thinking this happens, but I'm sitting at the side of the judges just spouting insanity into their ears, so they just keep getting distracted.
We'll alternate between pairs. So one pair will perform, they'll both roll. That'll be one scene, and then another pair will roll with a different scene. And the scenes don't have to connect to each other. It's just we'll keep bouncing back. You'll be alternating between
We've got so many costumes. Someone could do a quick change. Who's got that would be Dex, wouldn't it? To do those quick change things where they get the hula hoop and then they bring it down. It's a new costume. Hula hoop, a new costume.
Right? Think of a skill that matches this and be very loose with your skills.
Or sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
Yeah,
that's
sure,
two.
exactly.
That's two.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Or
you can start
stealth.
off with what all of you are good at, and then you
Stealth
can
plus
find ways to pair. Keep going.
What
I'm
else?
not good at clothes.
So you
No
need to do a
shit.
strip show.
Yeah.
I know you're not good with clothes. Get yourself some clothes and then take them off, and then we can see.
How many
your
layers you can
judges
put on.
can see you in that full.
Well, so many
The full
layers.
Monty.
And just, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then wondering where all the layers are going.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. I know, that's a thought. I don't know what other skills I could have. Oh, look, I've got 2 hand axes. I can juggle them.
Sure, yeah. You could do acrobatics would be loosely interpreted for juggling if you're good at acrobatics. A sleight of hand probably could be interpreted that way as well. Would be very
They'll be
loose
the same
here.
because they're both my decks.
Yeah.
Also good on
If you have cantrips and stuff, you don't have to use sacrifices, you don't have to use spell slots, I don't recommend it. But you can use your cantrips and things or other abilities that might inspire you to how you make your performance interesting. You'll get little bonuses from me if you're using especially clever things, so creativity will be useful there.
I got athletics as well,
Yep.
so I could pair that with something.
What would you use it for?
I think just doing squats, because I'm a very beautiful half elf, and I'm just doing sexy sort of squats and posing. And then I also look at trying to distract them as much as going, have you ever considered the world might be a triangle? I don't know about you, but I think kings might not be even real.
Great.
Have you ever thought about something that's like a democracy, but not?
I think this is golden. So I think we've got to run with. I've heard some amazing ideas here. Now, just think of who is going to be your paired partner. How are you going to pair up? And you don't have to plan out your whole scene. We'll get to you. You can fill in the details later. But who's going to be paired?
All right, yeah, Oliver and I will pair up.
Okay, all right. I'm going to use different skills, but once you pick a skill, you'll repeat that theme a few times. And two of you have an idea of what.
All right, so what did you say you could do?
Well, so I've got the animal handling +4. I've also got stealth +4 and survival sleight of hand +2. So making the ferrets disappear and reappear.
Oh, yeah.
And
Okay,
between the two.
cool.
And-
Yeah. So so
Also
totally.
doing the obstacle course.
I was going to
as
say
well.
it's like a total double act between the two of us, sort of
Fun.
magician assistant sort of idea.
So
Yeah, that's great.
With
it'll
the
go
ferret.
to the
Yeah,
tail,
to be
but
clear, yeah,
then-
you
then
can roll
it's
animal
gone.
handling, which is
And-
very good for
yeah.
you, and you can roll stealth, which is very good for you, and then combine them into one scene. That's exactly it.
I was gonna say, and it can be, each round, of course, there's a new
Yeah, you'll
trick.
have a little new description of the trick. Okay, fantastic. I think I'm ready. So I've got the DC that you've got to make. I have ways to give you extra points. So I'll give you extra points. You'll see as I go. But cleverness is good. Very clever is even better. And building on and calling back to other things you've already done or what other people have done is also nice. Sort of get some linkage together. And since we just rolled randomly, we'll start off with you and your pair. So the two of you are in a pair. All right. So introduce your names again because we're learning each other's names.
Shawan.
Hello, I'm Valerie.
All right.
And this is Rubio.
Okay.
Hello, Valerie.
All right, start. Says they in the middle. So it's about time. I'm getting bored, and you get this little headache. So it's time for you to perform. So describe what you do. You can bounce off each other before you roll. Let's give me some color.
All right, welcome to the wonderful and amazing Rubio, who will perform for you through the help of
Shawan.
and myself, Valerie. Our first trick will be
An obstacle course with a difference.
Very good. Okay, great.
so I'm at this time like Rubio's like running up and down my arms and already starting to do like jumps and
Nice.
and things.
And what is the
flips.
obstacle course made of with the props that you have, and how does he
Oh, yeah, yeah.
vanish?
We have a lot of tunnels and tubes and things that we're wearing as well.
Great.
Layers of
Okay,
layers
very
of
nice,
clothing.
very nice. Okay, great. I'm going to give you 2 extra points on each of your rolls because you've done something very clever here. You can't do a callback yet because it's the first thing, but you can get even more points by calling back to previous stuff. So you're off to a great start. Each of you is going to roll your chosen skill. Remember to add 2 onto it, and we'll take the higher of the 2 is all you need to qualify against the DC I have written here. Let's go.
Roll
Yeah,
outs.
add your animal handling in your case.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Add your stealth in
Yeah,
your case,
+4.
and both of you add an additional 2 because of how clever your thing is.
24.
24. What was your roll?
What was your role there?
I had 19.
Oh, wow. For 10, 14? Yeah, 14, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So it turns out that the DC that you need to make is that's high enough. So you made the judges suitably impressed. The real judge of quality is the middle one. These are also very emotional as it is. So this one is like, but because your stealth just through bad luck, the sight angles weren't quite right because your die rolls reflected it didn't quite work. Even your good stealth score. This elf here says like, I want both of you to be talented, not just one of you, thank you. So he is not pleased by this, but your best score, 21, gets you 2 points. So you've done, you exceeded the DC.
Oh.
So you score 2 points, which means that the judges are all glowing a little bit more. This one, animal, cute. She thinks that it's cute. She's like, no, that's kind of cute, but she's not super pleased by it yet. This one's like, oh, come on, somebody go kill the animal? That's right, somebody can eat the animal. Maybe the animal can eat someone else. I want to see blood, man. So yeah, that judge is also not entirely pleased yet, but you have another chance. That's very good. Your scene is done. There's a little bit of applause from Kaylin and your fellow people, and you've done well. So you exceeded the DC. Good job. That means you're building your way towards getting out of this deadly room. Now the next pair comes on. Introduce yourselves and say what you do.
I'm Tiffany. I'm a paladin of devotion.
Ooh, all right, Tiffany. Yeah. Ooh, good-looking woman. All right.
I'm Gallagher. I'm this.
Ooh, yeah, Gallagher. Ooh, good-looking man. All right. What you gonna do? Oh my God, you stripped already.
I just start taking off my clothes like blindly nodding, but like noticing too much about what's going on.
Yeah, describe your scene and how it's going to
Where's
please
the
the
shower?
judges.
Well, I suppose I've put my hand into one of these things and just touch myself, and all of a sudden I'm just oiled.
Great.
And I just start posing everywhere around the stage, just sort of like what's the bodybuilding competition called?
Yeah, so
Mr. Universe?
Mr. Universe.
Mr. Universe, where I'm just like, yes, oh yes.
All right, so you're going to be using your athletics
I
as
will
you do
be,
this,
yes.
okay? And Tiffany, how do you?
I'll be like posing around as well, but I'll be saying, have you ever thought that we might just be 5 people around a table being controlled by 5 people around a table in an alternative universe or something like that?
Right on. Okay, fantastic. What skill are you using? As
I'm
you're
using
doing this?
persuasion.
Persuasion. And at some point, so she's like, I've actually suspected that myself quite a bit. So she's actually quite pleased. She's intrigued by the mystery that, wow, that's a really interesting idea. Both of you are now going to roll. So it's also a very clever idea. There's no chance for a callback yet, but you've still done a very clever idea combining these things. I love the I love the oil was a great touch as well. So both of you roll your respective skill, but add an extra 2 and tell me what the results are. At the same time, it's fine.
19.
Okay, just give a total.
20,
Somebody can do the math.
20 total. 20 total.
19
total?
plus 5.
Yeah, or 13 plus 5 plus 2, correct?
Okay, yes, exactly.
19 plus 5.
24.
Okay, all right, now.
Plus those 2?
No. So, yeah.
20.
It's 26.
26.
26. Now I can reveal that the DC you're trying to make to get more than just, you can always make a little bit of progress no matter what you roll, but one of you has got to get over a 21, so you just barely don't make it. With you, it's not just bad luck, it's like, if you just worked out just a little bit more, man, maybe you have a little bit of self-doubt, it's like...
It's the hardest muscle to work out.
That's right. But also, you've managed to both fascinate her and also fascinate him. It's like, oh yeah, look, man, look at that oil. Oh man, look at that chick over there. Oh, this is great. Oh, this is awesome. This is just what I want. I wish every audition was like this. This one said, I want both of you to be talented. Thank you very much. And so, because you didn't both make the DC, this one is not made happy. That was another thing. You've done very well. You've passed the DC by a good amount, which means you get another 2 points. So their shards are glowing another 2 points worth. Good job. All right.
Back to us.
Now, at the end, this one here is especially especially upset because he's seen both your acts. Like, I just wish that we had more consistent talents in this room. So all of you instantly do even before we deal with the chips, all of you do a charisma saving throw because he is unhappy. All of you take damage no matter what.
Oh, 9.
3.
5.
The magic number to get on these saving throws is 13. So if you did not make a 13, you're going to take damage.
9.
Okay.
You take 4 points of psychic damage.
That's all right.
Okay. Now, the extra insults, just in general, they're all as pleased as they are. They're all being generally catty. So more insults are raining down on you during the course of this performance. If you have a chip in front of you, which is all of you, roll a charisma saving throw now, please.
Oh, is that on top of the...
Yes. So that's as if you.
Oh, are you
take
kidding
your
me?
beat.
5 again.
Oh yes.
19.
Okay. All right.
18.
Okay. This is 3 points of psychic damage you take if you do not make that save and push a chip in. You know
What was
the deal.
the number that we needed to hit again?
13. Yeah, 13.
Oh,
yes.
so we've just got another 3 points of damage.
Okay.
Yeah. And every time you roll, push a chip in.
Down to 18.
Okay.
Oh,
Every time you roll, push a chip in. Yeah. The first roll didn't push a chip in, so I think if you had 3, you should push one in. There you go.
Cheers.
Okay. If you still have a chip in front of you, which I see, roll again one more time. Another, because you're taking more insults.
12.
Oh my goodness, didn't quite make it. So
15.
this time, you take.
You did 13, mate.
Oh, then I...
Yeah, you beat it, so you don't take damage.
You're
Okay,
good.
don't take damage. If you do take damage, you take 4 points of psychic damage. But regardless, you push a chip in.
Yeah.
Yes, you've done that. And you are taking the most attention from the judges. You're very resilient. You have high charisma. You're probably very confident in yourself. That's why you're really making yourself the target. So go and roll charisma again for your last chip.
19.
You reckon?
Ah, fantastic. Push that chip and you take no damage. All right. So, that's one round.
Just the yelling at me and my brain just...
Exactly. Like, I wonder what I'm going to eat for lunch. So go ahead and split those chips up again. You can split them up the same way or different ways. Those of you who took damage, by the way, you notice that there's this crackle. Like you're coated with wax. Like as soon as like you took that damage, you're coated with this thin layer of very sweet wax. And you can kind of like brush it off, but it's still kind of sticky. It's like, oh, that's weird. Kaylin, meanwhile, did a terrible job. She's like covered with a fairly thick layer of wax, and she's just like breaking it off and getting her violin ready. She's in the background. Very good. Okay. That's, so the judges are happier, but they're not happy enough to let you through. They want to see more. So we are going to get through to the next round. We'll, again, start with this pair and that pair, and use the same skill, use the same theme. We don't want to take the time for the brainstorming. You want to do that. But if you change a little bit, and I guess if you make references to the back, or somehow make this an extension of the last thing you did or what somebody else did, that would be nice. What you going to do?
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is see if I can get an outfit for Rubio that matches the... Can I call them an elfin?
Yeah,
That as best
elfin.
as best as possible matches that elfin creature, so they kind of sort of see themselves reflected in this little ferret.
Oh, I see.
Rubio.
Yeah, she's like, hey, that looks like you, she says.
And so flattering, of course,
Yes,
not
course,
as a mockery. Flattering.
Oh, it's more cute. I don't think you're cute, by the way, but I think that animal's cute. You should look more like the animal.
And then,
she says.
okay, so we've got this obstacle course, so now we're just going to build up this obstacle course a little bit higher, these tubes and tunnels, and what we might do is have them, instead of being static, have them start to move while Rubio sort of runs and flips through them, and I'm going to start cartwheeling as well to try and increase the showiness of this.
Great. How does the stuff get used?
Looking to add a few pyrotechnics as well.
Right. To attract the eye. Okay,
yes,
that's very good.
To he likes the danger and excitement.
Very good. Okay, great. All right.
Potential doom and
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, very good, very good. I'm going to give you 3 points on that because you've done a good sort of adjusting it based on the past, and you've complicated things and extended it, and it's still very clever to use the moving stuff. So you got a +3 on your respective skill rolls. Got the same DC, and I've reset these things. Yeah, because we got a little bored while you're setting up.
11.
Plus.
Okay, so your total's 11.
Yeah, plus whatever your skill is.
Yes.
What skill are you using?
14. 15.
Okay, yeah, if your total's 15, your total's 11, neither of you get over the DC. Nobody is pleased. Certainly this one in the middle is like, oh, I can't believe that. You should get better with practice, not worse. Like we can attribute to bad luck. Maybe the way that it moves, like, your ferret just didn't get adjusted to it. The fact it was illusory, like it tried to step on it, didn't realize that it couldn't step on the thing, so it went through in a very clumsy way, revealed it. Your pyrotechnics, they were illusory pyrotechnics that you just picked out ones that were just kind of watery colors, and like watercolors instead of like something sparkling. Oh man, that wasn't all that great. So you've got to succeed in order to make any of the judges happy. So that did not work. You each get 1, so you've advanced by 1 point, however. The shards are going a little bit. It's just that you didn't make them super happy. 1 more point has been added to the glow score. You two, how are you gonna do this?
I want to see what you do because then I'll do mine off.
I'm just going to start to like slowly do some yoga poses, and I'm gonna look them in the eye and go, do you think the moon landing might have been faked?
What? Somebody landed on the moon? Somebody landed on the moon? Tell me more about that. Yeah, so she's like, what? Somebody landed on the moon? Oh, and it was faked? She was like, she was fascinated by both possibilities.
It was done by the Americans to fool the Russians, if you know who they are.
I don't know my history very well. I've never heard of those countries. Thank you. Go ahead. Go on.
So, because we're covered in a light layer of wax, I'm
going
to just like mush that into myself with the oil.
Ooh, good callback.
So
all right.
Extra shiny. And then I'm going to sort of like slide over to you, take your war pick, and then start just like postulating with it.
What does postulating mean?
And I'm just like clueless, spaced out.
And because I have unarmored defense, and I am very well and truly unarmored, my postulating means that I can do some very serious things with it and not take any damage because I have an increased AC.
Oh, fantastic.
I'm not going to describe what they are because, you want to put this on YouTube.
All right, that's right. So I think the success. I think if something's really great, I'll have them succeed right away. So if you roll quite well, he'll be happy with that. He's definitely interested in that. But we'll see if we get a good roll out of this performance. I'm going to give you a +3. I love the callback. Right, that's great. The callback to the wax was awesome, and that just made me laugh. The conspiracy theory stuff. So let's see how this goes with these rolls.
9.
20. Oh, 20 again. Oh, bloody hell.
20, just 20, even with this +3.
I think so. Yeah. I had
14.
12.
14, 15, 16, 17.
17.
Yeah,
17.
20 again.
Oh, 20. Oh, what was your die? What did you roll? 12. Man, okay. Yeah, maybe it's these skills maybe quite not your most practiced ones. Maybe it's just bad luck.
Maybe I just need to change my dice.
Or also both of you are rolling. It's just too bad that neither of you got a good roll. So that's the case. You're 12. Yeah, I just say like he's not quite happy either. She is fascinated by the moon landing and all that, but you only advance 1 point on this glow, so it looks like you're gonna have to have a third round after this. They're still not happy enough to let you through, but their insults are going to come out because a couple of them here are very unhappy and sort of so man, it's like I thought that postulate would be a lot more bloody. It's like he didn't even scratch the skin. It's like I'm very disappointed. So all of you take without pushing your chips in. Everybody do an extra charisma saving throw.
Oh, 20.
Oh, nice.
Mixed, not.
Mixed, that's fine. Okay. So again, you have to get a 13. If you didn't get a 13, you're going to take 4 points of psychic damage. All right. Now, the rounds that will go. So if you have a chip in front of you, which is all of you, roll a charisma saving throw as the insults rain down from all directions.
Natural 20.
Woo! All right. If you did not make the DC of 13, you're going to take 2 points of psychic damage. 6. Push a chip in. All right. If you still have a chip in front of you, do another saving throw. Has more insults that you've attracted.
7.
Oh my goodness.
10. No, 7.
Okay.
Yeah, well below it.
Okay, below. All right, you take another 2 points of psychic damage.
I'm now down half my hit point.
Woo! All right, this is terrible insults.
Just sacrifice the ferret.
Not
And
happening.
you have one more. You've attracted the most attention once again, Tiffany. Taken the brunt of the insults.
10 plus 5, so above it.
15. Yeah.
Very good. All right, so you resist the last round of insults. Good job. Split those chips up, and hopefully, unless you completely blow it, it looks like we'll have maybe one more round. Be good to do as well as possible on this one. All right. Okay, back on stage. What are you going to do to bring this home? If this is the last scene, how are you going to make these judges happy and get the dice to bless you with a good roll?
All right, well, given that flexibility seems to be, working for some of them, I'm also going to sort of flex myself and do some flex moves. So, what's the one? Cobra or whatever it is. And have the ferret.
Your ferret imitates you. Okay, that's good. This
me.
part so your animal handling
And
translates
then,
to that. Okay,
so do a bit of that and then fling the ferret across the room to Shaoen.
Yeah, hit it like a cricket bat.
Who, I don't know, you're talking about pyrotechnics. Are we going to have like a hoop on fire or something for him to go through?
Yeah, but also to appeal to he who likes the blood and gore, what about the ferret would sort of come and enter a part of my body and then exit for another part of my body?
Illusory sort
Lots of ketchup and tomato sauce coming out.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I like that a lot. So yeah, he's very happy automatically. Very good.
Yeah, and then disappearing and then reappearing over there.
That's great. Fantastic. Okay.
Oh, I could pretend to sort of wring its neck and it's going to play dead. That should also appeal to him,
yes, exactly.
right?
Appeals to him. Okay, very good. Okay. So yeah, you're definitely tuning that. There's some very clever ideas. I think +2 on this is a very good bonus. So each of you roll your respective things: animal handling and stealth again. That little stealthy move you did. See if we can get that there. Was that a cock die? Is that what you're rolling?
Yeah. 10.
Ooh, 10.
11.
11. Oh my goodness. Oh, not great luck on this.
plus
Neither of you getting
2.
quite high enough to get high enough on this one. Yeah, this one, again, you're really trying your best, but just
Why have you got 11? That's not 11.
yeah, 9 plus
Plus 4.
plus these
4.
two over here.
Oh,
Plus
sorry.
a 4.
11 plus, what's your...
13. 15. 15. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, 15,
Close,
closer, that's
I was
good.
using
And you
it
made
as
him
a
happy,
movement
that's
skill.
good. Didn't make him happy because you didn't both excel. And yeah, all right, so that's not so great. As the two of you come on stage, you got 1 point, however. You did well enough to advance things a little bit, but is it enough? We need to get a good result here to get out of this danger
Let's
zone.
go full on. All clothes are off.
We're not going to turn until
Yeah, all right! Well, he's already happy.
All right, so the oil's still going on. I'm just going to go full Monty. Just
Does the gourd pop off?
It does, yeah.
What is it called? Puppetry of the penis.
Yeah, actually, that's what I was thinking of. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to
You've been waxed, so
while I'm all oiled up, I'm going to do like a big leaping attack at you with my great axe,
Ooh.
and frenzy, which is one of my abilities, I think.
Ah,
if I
okay,
can
great.
use that. And
Yeah.
just
Do you use up one of your rages?
sure.
Yeah, if you've got a rage to spare, if you want to really build it out here.
I've got to be honest, I've not really read.
So you
how
can't
it
roll
works.
with advantage, so I wasn't encouraging to. But if you really want to get over the edge here and get out of this room, if you burn
Yeah.
one of your rages,
Yeah.
I'll have you roll with advantage. And again, we'll take the best of all three dice.
I'll burn a rage, and what I'm thinking is, I've got my great axe. It's just like whirling all around you, really close to your skin, not hitting you.
Oh yeah, that's awesome! Right now, killer.
Yeah.
haircut.
But then I'm naked and oiled and looking amazing.
Okay, that's great.
I just turn to the judge and goes, watch this. And I basically take a sword and I stab myself with it just to try and get us off the edge. Just look at this.
Is it an actual sword that actually damages you?
I'm actually going with an actual sword. I'm going to stab myself. to
Okay,
see what-
I'd say you're controlling it, so
Yeah,
it'll do 4 up to 3 points of damage as you go through. It's like, whoa! So it's like, she's
16.
thank you, and she's like, is this some sort of like ritual of some sort? She asks.
Of course. Everything's a ritual if you think about it for long enough.
Whoa. Okay, she's happy. All right. So, okay, you roll with advantage. You roll there. You're going to get. You got a couple points on that. I mean, you're escalating and all that. So got some reference, but that's good.
Gee, I rolled a 1.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ. I rolled a 3 in a...
It's a 1 and 8.
Yeah, 1 and 8.
Okay, man. The
9.
dice have disagreed with you on this one. Yeah, your total.
Oh, sorry.
9.
Plus 2 plus all that. I don't think you're going to be
15.
21.
No.
15.
I know.
14, I think.
14. Wow. Okay.
Pathetic.
All right.
My first one
They're
was
tough
good. I got
judges.
24,
They're
and then
tough
after
judges.
that it was just.
Yeah.
So he, who's never been pleased, like, you know what? I really hate those bitches in the other room, so I'm going to send you through anyway because I just think you're going to give them the worst headache. So that's going to be very funny. I'll watch it later on. So yes, go on through with your act. It's going to be fascinating, I'm sure. Oh, I can't wait to hear what Rowan and Salak would say about this group. And he's like happy for the first time. He's like, oh, you're all so bad. Oh, this is going to be great. So the insults are quite heavy, so you have to do this round of insults. And you all take a free, without your chips, take another saving throw. Because
How do I roll
only the
so-
1 point?
So good on the bad stuff.
10.
Okay, all right. That is, if you did not make it, you took 4 points of damage. And now we'll deal with the rest of the insults as we go. If you have a chip in front of you, now everybody do the usual thing. Roll. Try and get 13 each time.
Yep.
That one was the charisma again.
Mm-hmm.
12.
Oi! You take 3 points of
Oh my
damage. If you,
God.
oh no! Take 3 points of damage if you fail this one. Put a chip in.
That's shocking.
All right, push a chip in. Push a chip
Oh,
in.
yeah. Oh, God.
Okay, and if you've got a chip, roll again. More insults.
20.
Woo! All right, nice. You repel that one. That insult probably cheered you up more than anything. Last one.
Plus your...
12
Yeah.
plus 5.
Okay, great. You are
Correct,
fine. All right, good job. So you are passed through. You know, I think you did well. I loved your ideas. The dice just basically kept telling the story that just little things kept going wrong, or like they're statues. You can't
Thanks,
quite
Ryan.
get there. They don't get your sense of humor. You know.
Does
that sort
Caitlin
of
come
thing.
with us?
Yes, Kayla wants to come with you. So
Awesome. I
she's
like
completely covered. I was like, can I have a little help? I want to come with you. I did really well. It's like,
Pick Caitlin up and I just
Yeah.
start
Oh,
walking with her.
I was gonna walk up and I'll just.
you crack her. I was like, oh, I think I did the best. I think you did okay as well, but I can tell the judges really liked me. That's great. I just can't wait to perform for Rowan and Salagwe. I can't believe we're going through. So,
You're the best, Caitlin.
So Ronan and.
Rowan and Salakwe. Okay. So they're like, oh, they'll tell you to clean up, rest up, get ready for the final audition. So you can take a short rest now to recover some of those hit points.
Gosh.
They all start talking amongst themselves, completely ignoring you in a very rude manner, the statues.
3 D10s.
You also get 75 XP. So you have a scene here that puts you in some danger. So this is the equivalent of an easy combat. You get 75 XP. You get loot. So you notice that on the table, as they were giving you various compliments, a few things, you got some silver bracelets appeared. So they would sort of gesture, and a silver bracelet would slide off of their statue-like hand and land on the table in front of them. And you figure you can take them; they don't object. So when you split up, you each get a silver bracelet. Or you get silver bracelets, and that's just there could be a few of them, or with one thick one. But these silver bracelets from silver judges. I put brackets 5 SP. 5 silver. They're worth 5 silver pieces worth of silver amongst those bracelets. Again, consider just a packet like it's one item.
The XP that we earn, that belongs to this character, right?
No, it applies to both characters, so it goes on your index card. So,
Okay.
so your index card applies to all the characters you
It's
make. So
separate
that's the
loot.
Courage and Chaos system, huh?
But separate loot.
Separate loot, yes. Keep the loot separate, but the XP goes on the.
How many silver pieces, sorry?
5 SP, 5 silver pieces.
What's this D10 look like again?
It's a really.
It has
floody-
irregular
yeah.
faces, yeah. See how those faces are not regulars.
That'll be
9.
That'll be a 6.
Oh, 6.
Yeah, that's half of a.
Yeah, I'm
circle
just.
D1.
I was just.
You have one that actually is single digits. So it's
Yeah.
same shape. It's down to the right, on the right side.
No.
Has irregular faces,
Seven
irregular
plus
faces.
con.
That one, yep, that's a regular D10. The other one you're
Yeah.
doing is when you're only dealing with a D100. Should you roll that?
Like a percentage one.
A
I just took
percentage.
the 0 off though.
Yes, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so that's
So
6.
75 XP?
75 XP.
Uh,
All right, so you've shown off your character's soft skills with the performance. Dice aside, I think you did brilliantly.
4.
And this is over.
6
Oh,
plus
It's
6.
been a long time since we have a break, so we'll take a break. I can set the scene for this break. I'd love to set the scene. Do you mind if I do?
Sure.
Okay. All right, great. Sorry, I would have taken a break before, but I got so excited.
I actually kind of thought that we would have a break when we're doing the brainstorming thing and come in and do the
Oh, yes, that might have
performance.
been a good idea as well.
Oh,
Yeah, I
thank
think
God.
that would have been good. That would have been perfect.
We're back up to 25.
Well, lucky I only recovered 4 hit points. So I'm at 14 out of 32. I'm not even half.
Oh,
hit
my. Has
points.
anybody got any healing spells here?
Yeah.
Some people
What
have
are
healing
those?
spells?
And potions. And potions.
Okay. Potions? You wouldn't have potions though on your new character.
I was going to say, I did not buy any.
Well, no.
healing.
Yeah, as it is, I can't figure a way to hand off items from your old character to your new character because your characters didn't have them.
Like, I was going to say, they went in different
Yeah, they were
directions.
always in different rooms.
Look, I
They
didn't.
will be able to exchange items later, but not. now.
I purposely didn't even pick up an artisan's tool because I'm like, it doesn't fit my character's backstory. She's not got. Her tools of the trade are her weapons. They are related to her backstory trade. So
My tool of the trade is my weapon.
You've got a tool to trade right there, covered up by the gourd. Okay. So the short rest is done. She, says, "Hey, after Stella says, hey, Tiffany, come, you and your friends come over here. I'm really interested in everything you had to say. I think you did pretty well. I mean, I wasn't really fascinated by everything you did, but I really want to hear from you. So come on over." So invites you over. And you can tell her booth is starting to rotate. So she's sitting there on the throne, but it's sort of set into the wall. It's like a semicircular thing, yeah. So it's starting to rotate around. And Caitlin's like, come on, this is how it goes. So you're all supposed to pile into the booth. Do you pile into the booth?
Sure. Absolutely.
So she's going to be our specialist judge who will take
That's what it
take
seems
us
like.
through.
Yeah. All right. As you sit next to her, you bump into her, you realize that she is illusory. She's been illusory this whole time, so you're able to kind of compact together. She's like, "Hey, don't intrude in my personal space." So she wants you to sort of stay away from her, even though she's illusory. There's a little table in the middle that sort of stays still. And now you've rotated all the way around, but instead of facing another room, you just face a semicircular stone wall, and it stops. And then it starts moving up very fast. So you realize there's a shaft up above you. And you're kind of going up this rough stone tube, all sitting on this circular booth. Whoop, as you go up. It's on sort of an angled tunnel as far as you can tell, or sort of it sort of slides as it goes. As it emerges, you see a big void down below you. You seem to be at the top of a large dome, what might be like a spherical cave of some sort that has a dim light in it. As you get to the top, it sort of slows down. You're able to survey yourself in a few things. She says, "Fresh meat!" And the thing pitches forward, and all of you are flung forward. You are falling into this giant void of a cave, and you're going to fall 60 feet and probably die as you go down. Your life is flashing before your eyes as you're being flung into this room. But this room is occupied, and a lot of the people in this room are sort of standing, sort of suspended in the middle of the cave. And as you fall, you realize there's a huge, circus net, like a huge fine net is spread across this room, and so you will not fall to your death. And as you come down and sort of bounce and sort of scatter and look around, you see the following. By the time you look up the booth, it sort of appeared and it sealed up again and disappeared. So the judge is not with you. But you and Kaylin are all here. So this is what you see as you get flung in. There's no apparent exit from this room, the one that you came in having been sealed up, but there is some sort of looks like a door, but it's high up off the ground, like high above the net, and there's no apparent ladder or anything. So you don't think escaping from this room easily is going to be a real option. I always like to mention people at first, so we will do that. On the floor, you have a bunch of what look like silvers. They are dressed as flamboyantly, but you can tell by the quality of their clothes and the neatness of their burn scars, and the fact they have little crackling rifts over their head and these blackened fingers. These must be officers. These are not idiots, right? These are the kind of people that fired at you from a distance before. And they are all sort of bouncing around on this net, and they're sort of maybe arguing with each other, sort of holding their head, or they're trying to imagine they're trying to stretch their rifts open, like they're trying to do things. But they don't seem to be successful. They seem to be rather grumpy. And they have barely glowing eyes. However, 2 in the room have glowing eyes, and they are in one side. I'll map this out during the break. One, they're both she's, and they both are wearing very exotic clothes. And the first one is surrounded by glowing polygons. She's got a rather sort of dreamy expression on her face, and she's got light blue glowing out of her eyes. She's got a rather large rift over her head. And as she goes around, so she sort of concentrates, and a polygon appears, and it makes a noise like a bung, and then another polygon sort of next to it, bung, 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 bung. So sort of like a very ethereal, sort of almost glockenspiel type music that's accompanied by this sort of nice sort of light show. In the moment that you see it, there's something kind of pleasant about it. And she's sort of looking around. You can tell black rocks are flying out of this rift over her head, and she's sort of gesturing with her hands, and wherever she looks is where a polygon appears. As she's wearing these weird clothes, like a long scarf, it sort of is unwinding itself from her neck, and it floats through the air and winds itself around the neck of another silver next to her. This silver, she's standing some distance away, and she's just got this bitter expression. She's got sort of a poisonous, sort of green glowing eyes, and she's just scowling at this other one. But as she's her shoes sort of slip off, her boots slip off, float through the air, and slip themselves onto the feet of the one making the polygons. They're always sort of like their clothes are always sort of trading places, sort of slowly floating through the air, which is remarkable about them compared to the other silvers in the room. As the one is doing this, you see the one making the polygons, that rift at one point makes a sort of a plunking sound, and then this thing falls out of the rift. It lands on the net, sort of looks around for a while, and then it goes to the edge. You see that is something that must be a demon. You can tell by the smell and the way that it moves. Much like you saw with Jop Jop, demons are coming out of her rift. The demons each look like this. And let me do this here. Look like this. Oops.
Oh.
These are also child size, so they're cute, sort of scabby, undead, clawed-looking creatures. They're child size, but as you can see, they are very nastily toothy and clawed. This one has popped out of the rift and climbs toward the edge, and then your eyes sort of follow up. You realize it's very dim at the edge. You see that the walls are crawling with maybe a dozen of these creatures. They're crawling up, and there's cracks all around, like sort of normal geological cracks, like there's been an earthquake in a stone cavern. And you can see one of them sort of fold itself up small and slip through the cracks. These little demons seem to be, escaping and going out through these cracks, and who knows where. They're making themselves at home in the world up above. That's so nice. So as you're bouncing to a stop, of course you're noticed, and one who speaks, this is Solakwi, because Kaelin Very says, "Oh, that's Solakwi." pointing to the one as she speaks. And Solakwi says, "Oh, a new audience! Love my music, love me, love my colors, love me," she says. Rowan, as the next one over, and that's Rowan. Rowan, the one with the green eyes, sort of looks over and says, "Oh, thank the fucking gods, some distraction. Please tell me you do something besides fucking music." Kaelin brightens at this, and Kaelin says, no, this isn't music. This is a fusion of music, poetry, and social commentary, and dance. You're going to love it. Okay, I'm going to warm up. Listen, listen. And she starts doing this jerky dance. Listen, listen. She's doing it out of the side of her mouth as if she's doing ventriloquism, as if her violin is making the words sort of listen as she bows it. Listen, listen, listen to my... Listen to my... Listen, listen. And she's just doing this jerky dance. And Rowan just stares at her. And just her eyes get narrower and narrower. Her sort of black, sharp fingers sort of drumming there. Solakwi is like, "Oh, that's nice, I'll do some accompaniment." And she just goes back to making sort of quiet polygons around there. After a little while, after a few seconds of this, and you're kind of all bouncing to a stop wondering what's going to happen, Rowan says, "You're right. That's not music. That's something far, far more annoying." She rips up above her head, the little rift over her head. Now, with effort, she pulls it open. And again, now you're close to it, and eye level with it. You see there's those clattering black rocks inside that void, just like you saw with Jop Jop. She pulls open that rift, and black pebbles come streaming out, but they come streaming towards Kaelin. And Kaelin is like, she finishes like, "Listen to my heartbeat." And she's like that was her finale. And as she's there, these black pebbles come right at her face. They turn to globs of acid that just go into her mouth, all over her face, all over her tux, and she just turns into a skeleton kind of inside out. She's completely dissolved by this horrible acid and just falls into pieces. Kaelin is dead in tiny melted down pieces with one blow.
You knew it so well.
Rowan, she has a shard around her neck. You notice it from the beginning, but it's not glowing at all. Even though she's staring at this performance by Solakwi, it was not glowing at all. But now, as soon as that happens, it instantly glows like this violent red color, like a real kind of bright violet red. She touches that shard. She looks at it with great interest. She says, that is so much better than music. I know what kind of show I want now. And she pulls open the rift and fires at all of you. This blaring bloodlust in her eyes. Her eyes start, her eyes are still green, but her shard's glowing red. Black pebbles fire towards you, but the net is still kind of bouncing, and she kind of steps back wrong, and it fires over your heads and sort of hits the wall, and you turn into a burst of flame. So you know that you've got hostility has just broken out. The other silvers, they're all around the room. They cackle, and they themselves, inspired, they start to fiddle with their rifts over their head, trying to pull them open. So we're going to have a fight. The creatures, they all jump off of the walls and start bouncing on the nets, sort of rolling and bouncing towards you. So they're going to get into the mix. It's hard to know where they're going to end up. So you're going to start in kind of a small circle in the middle of this. I'll have a map ready. So imagine yourself in this little small area. And the silvers all move to the edges. So it's a wide open net with no shelter, no distance, and they're a fairly good range. So these things are going to be need to be run up to across this bouncy net. The demons, however, are going to start off kind of amongst you, and they'll be getting closer. The silvers will be at the edges around you. So this is high stakes. This is going to be a set piece combat with life or death stakes. So go ahead and get ready for that. There's not a chance to parlay here. For a couple reasons. One is this is a one-shot. I want to have you a chance to both fight and talk. So just for meta reasons, I want to have this be a fight. Mm-hmm. So we're going to get ready for a fight. Take a break and come back in a few minutes. All right, welcome back. So thanks for taking a break, and here we are. So we are going to do a crunchy, by-the-book combat. This is a set-piece combat, life and death stakes, where we enforce the rules much more strictly. As you can see, sometimes I'll do very loose interpretation for quick combat. I wanted to imitate sort of more cinematic RPG styles, or DMs that are very loose. Now, when I imitate a DM that's fairly tight, you want to be able to play with both kinds of table. So square by square is very important, and the difficulty is tunely balanced. Now, these combats are getting more difficult as we go, and there's often, you want to pay attention to the conditions of it. bit on how to get an edge. If you should probably recognize you're going to play each combat a little bit differently, even with the same character, because you'll notice just based on the battlefield, the properties of the monsters, you'll find different of your abilities will be more effective than others. So that's something to watch out. I think it's sort of like a bit of a puzzle that you're solving to make this a little bit less damaging. Also, you don't know if this is the last battle of the day. So even though I encourage you to use your big things, so you definitely should use at least one of your big things to try your character. But don't assume that all you need to do is barely crawl out of here, because for all you know, there's another battle. Usually the DM doesn't signal like, by the way, this is the last battle of the day. You know that you're heading towards the Shrine of Evil Chaos. Enter there, and you don't know if you're going to open that door and immediately have a fight. You don't know if you'll be able to find a place to get a long rest. So you want to play as well as you can, not just win, but win with as many resources as you can. So some combat tactics. I like to teach different tactics each time, and here's what we are about now. You're going to have a balance between two kinds of enemies for the first time. Oops, I didn't do that. There are still two of these guys. If you could scoot that just the far edge of that circle there. So the white ones are silvers. I'll get that in 2 seconds. So you'll balance between some low hit point, low damage attackers, these demons. They're more numerous, and they definitely add up. But should you strike at them, or should you strike against the ones that have higher hit points and do higher damage to you? It's just a tactical choice that you're going to be weighing the two. It's not obvious which one to do. Attacking at range is going to be important here. Just like the last battle against the Reds had a lot of melee attacks, is going to have a lot of ranged attacks, and you're going to need to come to them when they're at range. And part is you'll discover that these things are very slippery with things that you'll discover over time, that holding them down, slowing them down, stopping them, stunning them, grappling them, getting these silvers to stay in place is going to be important if you ever want to hit them with melee. You probably have to figure out a way to get them to stay still for one turn. Some of you might have spills or abilities. Everybody has the ability to grapple. When you grapple, it's an action, and you use your athletics against either their acrobatics or their athletics. Whoever wins, if you win, you get to keep them there, and their speed is 0. It ties up one of your hands, by the way, so that affects your weapons and shields and things. But until they use an action to break free, they're stuck there. So that's something that everybody has, but some of you have other ways to slow or draw or pull or whatever else to make sure that happens. Mm-hmm. Another thing that we're learning here is resistances. So figuring out resistances, you want to sort of remember as you go which kind of creatures are resistant or vulnerable to different kinds of damage, because if you come across these creatures again, you want to have that in your sort of internal inventory, because that can make a big difference on the battle. Mm-hmm. There are alternate ways to move around this battlefield. That's all I'm going to say. If you discover something about that, that is something that you also might use to your advantage. All right, so I'm going to show this top-down map. Oh, I love this little keyboard. This is making things so much easier. Okay. And on here, you are all in the middle. The teal chips with the hash marks on them are the little demons with the claws and things. Some of them bounce in among you, as you can see there, and the other ones have formed a sort of deliberate line with that in any case, it's going to be very hard to get to Solakwi. Solakwi is the heart over there. Love me, love my music. Over here, Rowan at some distance, glaring so far at Solakwi, but now glaring at you, who's just fired that, and Kaelin is now a pile of dripping goo going through the mesh of the net. Underneath the net, it's another 30-foot drop to a cave floor. Cracks are all surrounding you around all the walls. The 1 and 4, I don't know why I have them that way. Could you replace that 4 with the 2 and give me that 4 again? Are just silver officers again, but they also look dangerous. All right. We'll do initiative, but I will reveal that the demons, they actually rolled a very low initiative, but they have kind of surprised you, bouncing towards you. So they're going to go first in what's called a surprise round, but then we'll go through the initiative order. So I'll basically see as if they rolled like a -1 are the demons. But all of you now, please roll your initiative. As you know, or as I'll remind you, it's a d20 plus your dex bonus.
15.
Natural 20.
14.
Great, I'll go around to each of you and ask how that goes.
Oof.
Some of you, and sometimes even barbarians and rangers have this, where say, oh, you get an initiative bonus. So as you get more advanced, you might actually get more bonuses besides just your dex to initiative or other special things. Remind me.
15. It was
your name?
all of Gallagher, sorry.
Okay, Gallagher's 15. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Was your name in?
Shan.
Okay, yeah.
Shanna.
Yeah.
Shanna.
What's your number?
3.
Okay.
I like to roll that one initiative.
Yep. A-I-O. Okay, great. Now,
Tiffany, 20.
Tiffany, 20. not spelling that correctly, but
It's good enough. She forgets how her name every too.
That's how you'd write it.
Sorry, 14.
okay. 14. What's your name again?
Valerie.
Okay, Valerie. Okay. All right. You don't know what the initiative of these other ones are. You can talk tactics very briefly because you can only guess. The higher your initiative, the sooner you'll go. You just don't know when the else will go. So here's your chance to talk tactics while I get some things ready.
I only have 4 ranged weapons. Javelins, that's it.
I've noticed something about the battlefield. He said there's Matt's just said there's different ways to move around the battlefield. Is this like a singularity, like a black hole? Like we exit here and we come out there?
I'm not going to answer that.
Well, they're bouncing on the net,
Yeah.
right? So maybe you can bounce
Bounce
here,
from
go
one
boing.
side to the other side.
Somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. I think there's a lot of freedom of movement when it comes to the surface net.
I have to admit, I've got 14 hit points, so just keep in mind I might go down,
Well,
easy.
off the bat,
I have 10, so,
Oh, okay.
so you're okay.
I'm going to use Bane to get all these 3, which allows it's like a 3 across. It lowers if I can do it successfully, it lowers all their attack points.
Okay.
You want to do these guys?
No,
Yeah, Bane will lower their saving throws. So
Yeah.
if you're doing things that they would make saving throws,
makes
Bane's
an
raised.
attack roll or a saving throw.
Yeah, if they make an attack roll with weaponry and stuff, then
Yeah.
they'll subtract from that.
I think
Yeah.
you have to channel it, though. Or am I wrong?
You have to
Concentration.
concentrate on it. Yep. So concentration, which can get broken, but as long as you are trying to avoid getting hit, that will maintain your concentration.
Yeah, and it basically means that berserkers can / barbarians can run in and just go smoosh, and they can't hit you for anything.
Huzzah.
They can't get you anyway. You're too slippery.
I'm so oiled up, I
Yeah.
know.
And waxed as well.
Like an oiled pig.
Hairless.
Okay. Here we go. So, first off the rank is the demons. As I say, they get a surprise round, which just means that they get to have... So it's like the whole round of initiative goes, because everybody is surprised apart from the demons. The silvers here are sort of surprised by you, but the demons somehow sort of knew this was coming, the demons being what they are. So we go through the entire initiative order and say, no, you're surprised, you're surprised, you're surprised, you're surprised, you can't do anything. Oh, you demons are the only ones not surprised, you go. And that's why I've got to the top. I just want to explain this because surprise is something that gets misunderstood quite a bit. So the demons are all going to do their thing. They seem to just be lashing out in a chaotic way, so sometimes I'll roll dice to determine which target I take. If it's odd, it's the blue axe. If it's not, it's going to be the purple book. Who is the purple book?
That's me.
All right, so we'll get this party started with the scabby demon lashing out at you with a 20. He rolls, not a natural 20, just a dirty 20, which I imagine is higher than your AC.
It is, yeah.
You take 4 slashing damage from this scabby little
I have
child-sized
resistance
thing.
to slashing. Oh, no, that's when I'm raged.
Ah, you're not raged yet. That's one of the
Sorry,
problems with
how
being
much
surprised. 4.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, your rage is not kicked in. The other demon here is going to pick among 3 different ones. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So the orange book.
Yep.
Orange book. You are going to get clawed by it, the demon, for 11 against your AC.
No, it doesn't
No,
touch
you've
me.
got heavy armor, right?
18.
Chain, sure, yeah. Chainmail, so scratches your chainmail. You don't barely even feel it. These 3 here seem to be hunkering down somehow. So they are kind of coiling up in a way that you're not sure what that means. That was the mains, or the demons. I've said enough times. They're called mains, M-A-N-E-S. So I must write that down. Let's just say that one of you knew from your childhood horror books that these things are called mains. All right. That was the demon's turn. The next is Tiffany.
Huh?
Huh?
Bane on these 3.
Okay, so these 3 little demons are going to get baned. What does your bane look like, by the way? Like, what's the color? What's the form?
They're just dunce hats that just descend like the sky and land on their heads, and they don't even notice it's there.
That's great. And what kind of saving throw do they have to make?
Bane saving throw. Give me a sec.
No worries.
See, with range must make charisma saving throws.
Charisma saving throw. Oh, but they're so beautiful. That obviously, well, charisma is not just about beauty; it's about the power of personality. Well, they don't have good personality either. So they seem to be susceptible to this particular thing. What is the DC? What is your class? What after roll? Your spell DC. It'll be 8 plus your Who are you, paladin?
Yeah.
Be 8 plus your charisma bonus plus 2.
8 plus charisma bonuses. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13. So I've got to make a 13. This is this first one. No, that one fails. This next one. 13. It has not got a good charisma. It fails anyway, despite a very high roll. This last one. Oh, all of them fail. They're all affected by Bane. Okay, let me write this down. I've totally messed up the numbers here, but that's okay. We got 1 and 2. We've got Rowan. That's great. Okay, good. Good job. Dunce caps have appeared on all of these demons successfully. Now, I'll keep reminding you, but remind you less and less because you should know by now you can do a bonus action and movement and an action on your turn. So if I say if that's all, then this is your last chance to do a bonus action or movement. Is that all?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. All right, next in the order, Galaga, you are faster than the silvers.
So what does Bane do again? My apologies.
Whenever a target that fails this saving throw makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from the attack roll or saving throw.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And is this easy to walk on, or do we have a...
It feels squishy, but until you walk, you'll just have to find out.
All right, I'm going to try and go...
Yeah, so count with your finger first, just in case I have a surprise for you, but...
Oh, literally like here.
Yes,
Or
yeah,
here.
so it turns out you can walk normally.
Excellent, cool. And just because YOLO, I'm going to rage.
Yeah, sure.
So that's my last
What
one.
does your rage look and sound like?
My rage is me like whipping the gourd up, going, pulling out my...
Surprising people.
yeah, that's right.
Go
Pulling my great axe off of my back, and I'm going to try and attack number...
How is it attached to you?
So Salakwi makes a little frame of polygons sort of around you, and she's sort of like looking at you through the polygons with interest.
My cheeks are just so to speak. So when I rage, I get a bonus to something, I think. +2 to melee damage if I hit.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
Yeah!
18. Oh, sorry. 24.
24. Plenty to hit these things, which are scabby and a little bit slow.
Yeah.
So do your damage against this thing.
Tell me what that is.
That's 5.
Oh. 10.
Hang on.
No, is it?
It can't be a 5. Yes, it's a 5.
Oh, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10.
10 is enough to chop this thing into half? No, wait. It's got resistances? No, it's not resistant to this. It's not resistant to that. Yes, you chop it in half and it falls into pieces. Wow, nice.
What weapon did you say you used?
One
A
shot.
great axe.
Which has what type of damage?
Slashing.
Okay, so it does not have resistance to slashing
Very
damage.
good, exactly. So now you know that slashing is okay against these things. And if you ever encounter them again, you'll remember that as 2. Good job, Gallagher. Unless there's something else. Is that it?
No, well, rage is a bonus action. So I
Yep,
can't touch
great.
it.
Valerie, you're faster than the silvers.
Okay. Do you know what? I'm going to have a go at just a normal straight attack on one of these little demon things in
Okay.
here.
All right.
So, roll this. It's plus my weapon.
That's right. It'll be a
thingy.
d20 plus your weapon.
Okay, so I'm gonna try with one of my hand axes.
All right.
13.
Okay, with a 13, yes, that's enough. This thing has relatively thin skin, so it cuts right through. Do your damage against it.
Okay, 1d6 plus 3. 5 plus 3, 8.
8, yes, it takes all that damage. Is not resistant to it. This wounds it, however. Is it
Number
this one?
2, yeah.
It's wounded, but so I'm doing minion rules for a lot of these little things. It's just a quick way to DM it where they have a certain number of hit points, but if you don't kill them in one blow, they're wounded, which usually means more damage will kill them quite easily. It means they're quite low. Good job. All right. Is that it? Again, I'll remind you, your bonus action, you can move, etc. But if that's it, that's it.
Look, I think my other choice is a main action. I don't even know if it lasts the whole turn or how it works, so we'll ask it next round.
That's okay. You're getting started. We have time. What?
And okay, you said we can also move.
You can move, and you can also do a bonus action. For example, if you want to rage, a bonus action is where you
Alright,
start a rage.
So this is Salok and Rowan.
Yeah. I do encourage, if you've got a barbarian, I do, just
Okay.
to go meta, I would encourage you to rage, even if, you know, I wouldn't preserve your rage. I would let your rage fly.
Oh, because I've only got the one. What are these two over here?
They are silvers. They're crackling with energy as they're pulling open the rifts over their head. So they're dangerous, and it looks like they're going to fling black pebbles at you at a distance.
Okay, because my question wasn't so much about rage, but with the path of the totem warrior
Yes.
and the spirit
seeker effect,
Mm-hmm.
putting on like I guess the eagle effect. Does that last for the whole just one turn? Does that last until the end of battle? I can't.
I think it just exists. So
Okay.
yeah, assume that it'll play the whole battle. So we don't. So not looking it up. Let's just say that as you do it, is the whole.
Okay, so I will. If I do that,
Mhm, yep, go ahead.
creatures should have. I've written it in here. Creatures
Okay,
have
great.
disadvantage on me for. Other creatures have disadvantages on opportunity attack rolls against me, and I can use the
book.
Oh,
the dash action as a bonus action because I can duck and weave
Oh,
and stuff.
interesting. I think this is permanent. I think if you turn it on. So yeah.
Okay. I'm assuming it takes an action to turn it on though. Like it's not just
Well,
What
let
is
me
it?
look it up.
with the path of the totem warrior, because I'm manually writing it in. So it's not my beast speak sort of spell, and it's not my other.
On mine anyway, it says like
Adds magical fuel to your rage, so this applies as you're raging. I was wrong about
Okay.
the way. If I said that before, I said it wrong. So yeah.
Yeah, that's what I couldn't quite work that out. Okay, so I have
It happens while you're raging.
so I have to get into rage first for
Yeah,
that to
but I
happen.
encourage just go for your rage.
And that
Trust
can
me.
last the whole
Yeah, as long
battle.
as you're raging. Now remember, to maintain your rage, you have to always attack something or take damage, even if you're damaging yourself.
Well, I did attack something.
Yes, I just want
already.
to remind you
Oh,
both.
hang on, but
Your
can
rage
I?
must be maintained.
But if I can I rage even if I've already done an action?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can do
Okay.
bonus action and action in any order. Same thing with movement.
Okay. Where do I
Yeah,
cross
so
off
while you're
my
raging and not
rage?
wearing heavy, other have a disadvantage and opportunity attack rolls against you. So that's as you're raging.
And I'm
you
not
can
wearing
use the
heavy
dash as
armor.
a
It's just medium armor.
bonus. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. I realize that. Cool.
So
Very good.
I looked into that. I looked into
Yeah,
those stats.
let's do it. Okay. So, are you gonna rage?
I think I'm raging.
Yes, rage. Awesome. Last thing to do is move if you want to. Otherwise, we'll move on.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, alright, I'm gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. How far is 30? 6.
Yep. 6.
I don't know why I went on a diagonal. I could have just gone straight across.
Yeah, sure. Let's do
1,
it.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. This thing could take an opportunity attack against you, but because it has disadvantages, it's smart enough to realize that. It's smart enough to realize that. It just knew you were moving a little too fast. These things are a little bit craftier. Okay,
Okay.
good. What's his
Cool.
intelligence? Oh no, they're super dumb. No, of course he's going to take a swipe at you. Okay, this dumb thing swipes at you, but has a disadvantage on its attack. Ooh, but I'll take the 16. And 16 plus something, plus 18 against your AC.
Yeah, it
saved
hits.
you from a natural 20 there.
Yeah, saved you from a natural 20. Good point. You take...
Doesn't matter, I'm hit anyway.
You take... yes, but it would have been a crit. I
Ah.
would have done double damage.
There's something about crits as well.
6 points of slashing damage as you run away from it.
Awesome. I'm down to 8 hit points.
Woo! Okay. Nobody's got any healing spells. I just want to emphasize that again. Nobody has any healing? You can?
Yeah.
You can heal yourself.
Yes.
But can you heal others?
You're
You're a ranger.
Cure wounds.
Hey, good! So you want to get near the ranger.
Just ran away from the ranger.
In the opposite way.
Okay.
That's right. She ain't a smart cookie either.
After Valerie, the silvers finally come up. They're at initiative 10, it turns out. Okay, let's get this going. Solakwi is making beautiful polygons, so let's go to the other ones
You can die
first.
before making a move.
All right. Yeah. So which of you are bloodied? Which of you are through more than half of your hit points? Because enemies can tell that. Okay, both of you. All right. So let's start off with number 1 is going to go for you. And what are you wearing? And what are you holding in your hands? Like, if they're trying to guess what class you were, what type of person you are, what are you wearing? And
A leather armor and I have a mace.
okay, all right. Okay. Okay. All right. So black pebbles come flying at you through number 1. So he stretches open the rift over his head, and it flies towards you. As it comes, it turns to globs of poison, forcing you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. 21.
Oh, 21. You take no damage as the
was-
poison affects you.
Is there any bonus for natural 20?
No, not on saving throws, because they only happen in an instant, I guess is the justification for that. Very good. You absorb the poison, and it does not make you sick. No damage to you. Number 2 is going to fire over at you, running across this way, sighting you and pulling open. What are you looking? You're largely armorless.
Yeah.
Big and sturdy.
Yeah. Big, tall. She's
Yeah.
a tall, buff.
Okay.
She does have a shield. It's made of
Okay.
hide, so it's not the
All
strongest
right.
shield either. But she does have,
Okay.
you know.
So she fires black pebbles at you, and it turns to paff. Drug powder fills your nostrils. You must make a wisdom saving throw. Guessing that you're not good at wisdom, but
Look, it's in the positives.
Hey,
so,
good. All right.
5.
5. No, you succumb to the drug powder. What do you have in your hands? What kind of weapon is it?
Oh, I have. Well, I just had my hand axe, but I as I was running, I grabbed my maul, and it looks like a meat tenderizer hammer.
Yep.
So it's spiky on one
You
end.
suddenly get an urge
front
to tenderize your own face, and you take 8 points of
Did you just kill
bludgeoning
yourself?
damage.
Maybe not, because when I am reduced, relentless
Ah,
endurance, when I'm
that's
reduced
right.
to 0 hit points but not killed,
No, you're not killed.
I can drop to 1 hit point instead once per long rest.
Okay, that's the relentless endurance of the half orc. Yeah, so you just get all twitchy, like bam. So you just get confused, like you think that you're your own enemy, and you just sort of swing at yourself under
keep
the
your
influence of
rage
this
going.
drug.
I was
Yeah,
going to say, because I'm not, okay.
That's one way to do it.
yeah.
Alright, so I'm on 1.
So you're back to 1. Okay.
Just
Oh,
go
dear.
keep smacking yourself
Should
in
have
the
just said
face.
that you kept your hand axe, mate.
That's all right. Don't worry about that. The damage.
Because we've got
You just would have chopped your hand out.
against
You just would have
slashing
you would have slashed yourself a couple times. It would have been the same damage no matter what you're holding. I just did that for color.
Hang on.
Resistance to bludgeoning with your own hammer.
Yeah. Can that work if I'm?
Yeah.
I have resistance.
Because
to
you're raging.
bludgeoning.
Yeah, you take only half damage. Okay, so you take 4 points of damage, so you didn't have to use up your relentless thing. Very good idea. Thanks for mentioning
No,
that.
but because we anyway,
Yes.
So I'm on 4.
Okay.
Breathe a little bit easier.
All right,
Not
great.
really. I shouldn't be running towards
So-
danger. I should be running
So
away.
she over there is like when you hear those bams, she's like, yes! It's like, what? You know, and then when you like pull your mace away, it's like it doesn't really break the skin as much. It's like, so you somehow survived a very grievous
It's
blow.
reminding me of
Rules
Again, what they're doing is
like
they're pulling open, but the rifts that they're pulling up are really, really small, and it just seems to take like a lot of effort. So just pure sort of elements are coming out, and they just look very crabby and diseased. Whereas Salakwi over here has got this big wide rift the demons can come through, and she looks much more calm with these glowing eyes. These have hardly like maybe their eyes are just glowing a little bit. They look very kind of crabbed and sort of unhappy. Okay. Speaking of Rowan, who is also looking fairly crabby, is going to pick a target. So we have only 2 of you are bloodied. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick between the 2 of you. It's just the way it goes because these are smart. So if it's 1, 2, 3 versus 4, 5, 6. You.
Hey.
All right. So you are. Let's see. The poison didn't work against you, so you get a dose full of drug powder.
Oh, lovely.
All right. So drug powder against you. Take a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. +2. 13.
13 is enough. Yes, you managed to resist it. You get high as a kite, and
Oh,
you
lovely.
consider hitting yourself, but you resist it. They all have done their actions. They could have moved after their actions, but they're just going to move now. This one here doesn't really like the look of you over here. So, she bounces on the net. She jumps up to the cave wall. These cracks in the cave, she turns into a paper doll and disappears into the cracks, and she reappears over here.
Yeah. Well, we can't do that because we don't. We're not silvers.
or have the chaos shard.
But you see that when she sort of squats and she really jumps very high, there's like a trick that she did with her legs, that she squatted and jumped, that she got extremely high, higher than just a standing jump normally would. She did that just to get into the crack that much more easily, and she moved so fast that that would have made it difficult. She slips through here. These 2 are over here. This was, oh, babe, here, my music, love my music. And she jumps over here. Yeah, she jumps over this way. Okay, so that was the Silver's move. We are down to Zhao.
All right. I'm just going to attack the ones closest to me to get rid of that threat first.
We'll see, that one's like half damage.
Yeah. A mace swing to the noggin.
Okay, so swing your mace against the mains.
What's that?
What am I?
So down at your
hit,
weapons.
the plus hit.
Oh yeah. Plus 1d6 plus 3.
No,
No.
so it'll be. It'll,
Yeah, so the first column is what you add to the d20. So
I think you might have written yours down
Yeah.
incorrectly because
Yeah.
that's your damage swing. So it's
Oh,
probably
yeah.
like +5 or something like that.
yeah, here, let me see. So it's you're a
yeah.
ranger,
I
you're
like
using
that.
a hammer, what is it? It's
A mace.
A mace, yep.
Yes.
So that would be a strength weapon, so we'll take your strength bonus,
Yep.
which is +1.
Yep.
You're proficient, so that makes a total of +3. So please write +3 next to the word mace. Write +4 next to the word dagger and longbow.
Right. Yeah. Plus 4 plus 3. Yep.
Yeah, so 4, 3, and 4,
Yep.
because those are dexterity weapons. Okay, so you've rolled a d20, now you're adding 3. Give me a total. Or somebody give me a
18.
total. Say the math, and
18.
somebody else can. Okay, yes, plenty to hit that one. So do your damage against this one.
Is-
We'll tell you what, to speed things up, this one's already damaged. It dies. So you know that once these things are wounded, unless there's one exception, they're just going to
is
die.
that,
So you don't have to worry about that damage.
Sorry.
But don't have to worry about that. You don't roll the damage because to help speed the battle
yeah.
up, these things go down when they're wounded like that. Any damage will kill them.
okay.
Okay, that was you. Again, are you done? Means you can move, you can do your bonus action, anything.
I will just retreat. Can I go back 6 squares? Or
Yeah, so you're the blue axe?
Yes.
Yes. So you can
Yeah.
do, so you count with your finger first.
okay,
As you go.
sorry.
Yep.
I'll go.
Remember that you'll get this one will swing at you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. 6. Yeah. There we go.
Okay, yes, it takes a swing at you as an opportunity attack.
Mm-hmm.
With the 22 as a critical hit,
Oh.
it gets slashes you as you go, so it does extra damage. 10 points
Oh
of
my
damage.
God.
It just like savages like your femoral artery. You know, you turn like, oh, this thing's really not much of a problem. You back away, and just like, hi-ya! Sort of like jumps off the net. It just digs its claw like right underneath your groin and just rips, and like this gout of blood comes out of you.
Yeah, Mac just died.
I'm just taking a nap now, so
Oh, down you go! So put yourself right next to that creature. You've moved like 1 square away. So just move yourself 1 square away. I think that's the way it works. Down you went. The one that has the healing spells.
yes.
Oh shit.
One healing spell. That's it. Yeah, because level 1. So.
Woo! All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
next to the paladin, so he can resurrect you.
Paladins have lay on hands too, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, paladins have, yeah, you have healing spells. You have lay on hands. You don't have lay on hands?
No, I'm vengeance, baby.
I think everybody has lay on hands. Can I
Yeah.
see the player's handbook?
Yeah. I think you do. As
Oh,
as
it
a-
might be.
I wish I did. I don't
It
know.
might be your divine thing. Yeah, your let's see, 82.
I thought all paladins has got.
I'd hope so.
Yeah.
And if I do, I will use it.
As a default.
Sure.
That's all right. I don't mind.
Lay on hands
On one of
happens at
us?
level 1. Yeah. think
I will
you do have
use
lay on
it.
hands.
Yeah.
Your blessed touch can heal wounds. You have a pool of healing power. You can restore a total number of hit points each time you do it equal to your paladin level times 5. So you have 15 points of, and you can dispense them 1 at a time. 1 is enough to bring someone back to life. So you just go over, but you have to touch them. You have to
Okay.
lay your hands on them. You don't just touch them.
So-
you lay your
Okay.
hands on
I'm
them.
technically a healer as well.
You are a healer. Paladins are great that way. They're great as a backup
Right.
healer. And the great thing is that they're really great at getting people off the ground.
That's the
because
worst-
You can give just
well,
1 hit
that's the
point
worst
if they can
thing.
heal themselves with various
Okay.
things.
They're just not as.
Right.
Not as
So every
effective
time
as
you
the
do so,
priest.
just write down a 15. Write down lay on hands and a 15 on your character sheet or anywhere you like, and then just subtract from it with whatever you dispense.
Cool.
You can dispense any number at any time.
Cool.
It does take an action.
Coolsies. Well,
I don't think you're principally a healer. I can see that you're not really.
no. my mind's like, for Caitlin, for Caitlin, for Caitlin, for
you,
Caitlin.
can go. Oh, he's just gone now. She's just gone.
Okay, well, that will be important.
You may not want to lay your hands on me.
So just slide off.
Yeah. Okay, great. Are you done, Zhao?
Yes.
Well, you are literally done. Okay, so of
Resting,
course,
resting.
Zhao will be doing a death saving throw, and bad things happen when death saving throws happen. So do get him up just to get him back in the action. Demons go. This one is okay. Here we go. So we're going to start. Yeah, this one goes for you. This one goes for you. So they split up, and the first one against Purple Book.
They've got disadvantage on their attacks, remember, from the Bane.
From the Bane, they do have a -2 attack, right? So that's I rolled a number, and I'm going to subtract 1 from it. So a 12 against your armor class.
No.
Okay, good. So no effect. This one over here also has a bane effect on it. It is going to.
12, yeah.
Who's this over here? The green
So
glove.
that one's me. I answered the other one. Sorry.
That's fine. Now this is actually you.
Here we go.
With the Bane, it's a miss on your armor class. I know that, so good job. So, good job. These two have been ineffective this turn. This one here is just going to go for the freshest meat it can. Generally, monsters don't go for creatures that are down. That's dangerous. If you have a very intelligent creature, they'll sometimes take you hostage this way, by the way. So, it is a dangerous situation. These things they see you as a threat if you're moving around. Who's the orange book? Okay, so against you, Orange Book Paladin, with 16 against your armor class.
No.
No, you are well armored, so.
18.
Okay, good job. Those are the demons, and that is the end of their turn. Next is Tiffany.
Yep.
Is you?
Cool. I'm laying my hands on you, man.
All right.
Feel the power of stupidity.
I'll wake up all confused. And
You just have QAnon flashes in your head, like, what the fuck?
Yeah. The good news is you're healed. The bad news is you're now an idiot.
1% stupid.
How many points of your 15 do you spend?
I'm spending 5.
Okay. Yeah, enough to get you survive long enough to maybe get to live to fight another day if you stay out of trouble.
Except that it turns after the silver.
We'll flip you over because you're both bloodied and prone. So
sorry.
That's fine. But bloodied also is helpful because the monsters can tell that you're weak if that's the case, and that also means you're prone.
Do we need to put something around me to show that I'm bloodied and weak?
Just flip yourself over so you got the black rim instead. Yeah.
Can I,
It's not necessary, but it helps a bit.
So is that like a bonus action, the healing, or is it my
I
main
know that's an
action?
action.
Oh, boo.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm just gonna use my bonus action, Vow of Enmity,
Oh.
to basically, if I can see a creature,
Uh-huh.
I get an advantage on its attack roll. So this little shit here is not going to have a fun time in a minute.
Okay. You have advantage on attack rolls against it, like it's your enemy.
Yes.
Okay, good job. That
Actually-
was...
Actually, can I change that to Hunter's Mark instead?
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Is that a spell that you cast?
Yeah,
Does it use a spell slot?
Yeah, it's my last spell slot.
Okay.
You choose a creature within range, mark it as a quarry.
Mm-hmm.
You deal extra 1d8 damage on target whenever you hit with a weapon attack.
Yeah.
You also have advantage on any wisdom, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, great.
Cool.
If,
And
if the target drops to 0 hit points before the spell ends, you can use a bonus action to transfer the mark onto another
Okay,
creature.
great. Ah, nice. All right, so which worthy enemy do you bestow this upon?
That one
Okay,
there.
that one. You're going to damage that one heavily. All right. Tiffany is done. Next is Galaga.
Alright, I'm going to continue my raging.
Yes, of course.
I
Yeah,
am.
you're on your honor as a barbarian to track your own rage. I'll probably not notice if you don't maintain your rage by
Well,
doing those two things.
I decimated my last bloke, so I'm just going to do the same and whack him with my great axe. This number 3.
Okay, against demon number 3.
What's that? 14?
Not a problem.
Oh, sorry, no, 24. I should say.
Yes, you totally. So you blow it. See if you can do enough damage to dispatch it in one.
oh, that's rolling one time.
What is that? 2, 5.
5 is enough to wound it.
But I'm going to use.
Reckless attack? No, sorry. Let you.
No, can I use a frenzy bonus action?
Yeah, sure. Let's see. Frenzy. While raging, you choose a frenzy. Yeah, you can make a single. Yeah, as a bonus action. Sure. Yep. Okay, so wham, you wound it, but it is not dead. But now expending your bonus action, wham, you can kill it if you like. If
So
you hit it.
I just roll the weapon again? or-
Yep. Roll the weapon again. Yeah. Sorry, you rolled to hit. We'll keep that as your
Oh,
damage.
pardon
though.
me. So roll
Yep.
it again.
So that's 11 damage. But of course, we know you just need to hit it now.
14.
14. You kill it. Down it goes. Good job.
11.
Yeah, it's 11, but because of the way the minions
Yeah,
work,
yeah.
it doesn't matter. But it's nice that you rolled a good number anyway.
Excellent.
A huge ass number. All right.
Oh, and then can I move?
Yep, sure can.
Yeah, they're probably going to run that.
Yeah,
so-
that's true.
Do your finger first. Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, over there, that little critter. And now you're there in its face. Though your actions are done, you can't attack. That makes sense. That was now it's Valerie.
I'm just trying to work out reckless attack.
Yeah.
When you make your first attack on your turn, you can decide to attack recklessly, giving you advantage on melee weapon attack rolls using strength during this turn.
Yep.
But attack rolls against me have advantage until my next turn.
Yeah.
Again, that's something that happens only while I'm raging.
I believe so.
Okay.
In any case, you are raging, so we don't have to worry about it.
I won't use it then because these ones are pretty weak, and I've got a friend here. I might save it for one of the bigger ones if I make it that long. What I think I'm going to do, I'm just going to try a quick weapon attack on this and then run back to the paladin.
Oh, paladin, help me!
Okay. I'm going to try with my maul this time. So 20, mixed 20 to hit.
Okay, the mixed 20 to hit. That hits it.
Okay, and so damage is 2d6 plus 3.
We'll speed this up. You've done enough times that now you know their armor class is 9, by the way.
12 damage?
12 damage. Okay, that kills it in 1. Yes, this armor class is 9, and its hit points are also 9.
And however far I move, I can dash as a bonus action anyway because I'm with my eagle ferret spirit.
Great.
So I've just moved back to the paladin.
Okay, dash, dash, dash you do. Good.
I mean,
Next is Zhao. No, next is the Silvers. All right. Raise your hand if you're bloody. Yeah, okay. So
Extremely.
we will still be maybe focusing on things, though. Of course, I just think they're smart enough. You know, I like giving you smart enemies. A smart enemy is going to want to take someone down, so I'm afraid it's going to be that way. So we'll do number 1 against you. Let's see. Man, it tried the drug powder. So what did it do against you last time? It done the drug powder. Well,
Acid
Yeah.
and drug powder.
Yeah, the poison and the drug powder. All right. Was I successful with either one of them? I should usually write it down.
No, neither.
Neither one worked. Okay. So
Drugs just got you high.
Yeah.
black
took
pebbles
away some
come
of the
towards
pain.
you,
Yeah.
and you must do a dexterity saving throw.
That's right. 10.
With a 10. All right. So that is not enough. You take some damage on this. You take 9 points of damage.
I'm on -4 now.
Bloody hell.
And I was going to use that healing spell.
He's just a lost cause, mate. Every time you heal him, like the Silvers is just gonna whack him straight back down.
Yeah, I know.
It's 'cause I
I'm turning my
start
favour
with full
towards
hit
the
points.
barbarian in the corner.
Just do that. It's a good distraction.
Down you go again, unfortunately. All right, well, the only other bloody one on the floor here is you. You have not really done you're looking hale and hearty, so
-4.
they think that maybe you're not very dexterous, so you've got to do a dexterity saving throw.
Okay,
against
I
this.
have advantage on dex effects that I can see while
Ah,
not blinded, deafened, or
you certainly can see these pebbles coming towards you. Good job.
I won't say it. I can't say it.
Incapacitated, yeah.
That's it.
Advantage on dex, yeah.
18.
18.
No,
you jump-
19.
Yeah, you dodge out of the way of those rocks and no damage to you. Now Rowan, against sighting the only other bloodied one on, is going to do the same thing to you. Let's say they fire at the same time, so they also fire dex at you.
Yes. So should I roll again?
Yes, you have to
Okay.
roll again.
This time it's only an 8.
Oh, an 8 total.
Yeah.
8 total is not enough. You're going to take some damage. All right, you take 12 points of damage.
So now I can take myself down to that 1 hit point using my
Ah,
half.
so that's enough. You stagger again, and now this time you're
relentless
now
endurance.
endurance. You're at 1 hit point. Wow, wow, wow.
Some other enemies just like, no.
That is 3 silvers, 3 fires, and 3 targets. Solakwi, and do these things move? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they feel like they don't need to move. They're liking their chances so far. So they bounce around sort of restlessly, but otherwise they don't really move. Actually, I think this one's going to just get some distance. You notice this one, so it jumps. It squats and jumps. As it does, he goes up in the air quite quickly, and he is able to go 40 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But he's not going to go quite that far because he doesn't want to necessarily get close to this one over here. This one over here does the same thing, but just move her 4 squares. Yeah, right there is fine. So she does it, but she still jumps all the way up. Even though it's not necessary, she could walk along the net, but it seems important to her that she likes jumping and arcing over. Okay. That was that, and we are done. Okay, great. Next is Zhao.
No.
Death saving throw.
Yeah. So am I
wait,
rolling
before
then?
you do death, every time you do a death saving throw, something bad can happen. I know that you had
really?
bad luck of it happening just beforehand.
I know one is bad.
Okay, yeah,
'cause it
yeah.
counts as double.
Yeah, well, no, just on top of the chance of dying, that's bad enough.
Oh.
But there's other bad things that that I like to have happen when death saving throws happen. But let me just check something. I don't think it applies here yet. No, it does not.
I get mugged. I get mugged.
Yeah, it could happen. Okay, go ahead and roll a death saving throw. So it's a plain d20. You don't add anything to it. You want to get a 10 or higher.
Yes.
Okay, so mark yourself as one success. So you can see on your character sheet,
Yep.
there's boxes for successes and failures.
Plus need 3.
Need 3, and then you'll stabilize with 0 hit points. You'll still be unconscious. So
Or
healing
someone can just...
yes, any healing will also bring them out of it. Yes, so stop that course.
I want to hit something.
At least,
Look at me for the last
at
9
least,
weeks.
at least they're not attacking me anymore. So.
At least you get spells that hit things with
Okay, Zhao.
scattered
Next
bars.
is the demons. There is just one left, and are both of you down and dying?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is the orange book is the one that's going to get it, looking like the biggest threat. And you, Pally, are going to get a 3, and it rolls a 1, so it gets its claws caught in the net. As it is, it's like, it sort of tries to do a big underhanded thing to try to get into the weak point of armor, and its little claws get caught in the net. It doesn't do anything. That is the demon. And we are back to the top, which is Tiffany.
Bloody healing bot. Yeah. Mate, you get that you can't go down to like 1, right? Only
They
one.
are 1.
Fair one.
I'm on
Oh,
the
so
one.
you weren't down and dying, so I should have chosen randomly. That's
Oh,
okay.
sorry.
That's fine, that's fine. Yeah, so you're prone.
Yeah, sorry. And I don't know if I can do
Yeah,
that
you
multiple
probably
times
can.
or just the once, but
Yep, just the once, yeah.
Can I?
once per long rest.
Can I?
You got 1 hit point.
Because
One
they're
point.
both standing next to me. Can I put my hands out and heal
Nope,
them?
one
both?
action per target.
Well, I've already given one.
Yeah.
Do you want 10? Can you kick someone's ass?
Yeah.
We can try.
Yeah.
Do it then. 10 up.
Okay.
Should I keep myself still like this? 'Cause I'm
No,
still
if you
under
got more
half?
than, if you're under half, keep yourself like that.
And you said 10 hit
10,
points.
you got all of it.
I'm going 11 out of 32.
All right.
It might make a difference.
Now, the rage, of course, you take half damage on physical damage. The rage, so those demons aren't so dangerous. But yeah, this elemental damage, your rage doesn't help there, barbarian. Well, that's just the way the luck has gone.
Oh, because I'm at 1 hit point, I didn't lose my rage. Okay, cool.
Yes,
cool.
that's true. That's true.
Question.
That was
The movement by jumping,
yes.
is that affected by how far away you are in like the little bowl of the...
Give it a go.
Yeah. You need
I don't
to-
want to because if I can only move 8, then that's not good.
If you go what?
If I can only move 8 squares for 40 feet.
Yeah, from what you saw, it looks like you have a chance if you pass a certain skill check.
Oh, okay, so it's probably an acrobatics check.
Yeah, you can take a guess as to what it is. You might be able to move farther and do other nice things.
Yeah.
But
You said
somebody's
they
gotta
squatted
try.
down, though, didn't
Yeah,
you?
they
Like
just-
hunker.
yeah,
so that's
they-
a real deep squat.
Yeah, this is a real
So
deep
that
squat.
that's
Yeah.
a strength thing.
I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, I am going to make a move towards number 2 by doing a deep squat.
All right. Yeah.
Tell me about
this. Actually, there's 2 techniques. One is involves acrobatics, and the other one involves athletics. So you can
strength.
use athletics either way.
Yep, athletics.
Okay, hang on. So let me note. So
I'm just standing here, just like, I killed 2.
42 feet.
yeah, okay, I
Not
love
just
that.
40
So
feet.
you really throw stuff down, and by doing so, roll and a quick athletics check to see if you successfully
Shit,
pull off
yeah.
this jump. Yeah, not
14,
don't
what's that,
worry.
19.
Yeah, not a problem. You now can move 40 feet movement, and you can tell that you would be disengaged. You could disengage with anything next to you at this point. By the way,
I'm in the middle of nowhere. So 40 feet is
8
8
squares.
squares.
8 squares, alright. So, what's the closest thing I can get 8 squares to, people?
That one?
That one in the middle, that blue one.
4. No, I'm going to leave that for you.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, close.
7, 8.
Yeah, no, it's exactly the same. Right? So-
It's the blue thing.
Oh, no, it's alright. I'm going to go here.
just a reminder: you can use your action to dash. When you dash, you can't attack because it uses your action, but it doubles your movement speed.
Can I use a bonus action?
To do what?
Like-
Yes, you can use a bonus action, but only to do specific things. So it has to be something that says use your bonus action too. So you can't use a bonus action to dash, for example, unless you're
No, but
You have
Well,
to.
yeah.
like, could I
You-
frenzy as my bonus action and to swing my weapon again?
Yes, you can swing your weapon again, but there's nothing within range of you.
No, but if I dashed as my action.
Ah, yes, you could. Very good. Dash is your action. You get close enough, and then you use their frenzy as a bonus. Like, does that have to be a second thing? So frenzy attack. While raging, choose frenzy. Yeah, that's right. Very good. Each of your turns after. Oh, of each of your turns after this one, when you're raging. Oh, great. So you don't have to.
I can keep using it.
That's
Doesn't
right.
have
Just
a
remember, you'll
charge.
be exhausted after this. But yes, okay.
Well, that's fine.
Live for today.
That's right.
YOLO.
Yeah.
Good. So move yourself up to number 2, and she's like, she's sort of like backing up as you're running towards her. You know, but she's not fast enough to get away from you.
What's that? 14 to hit.
Okay, 14 to hit. I believe. Let me look up her AC. This is the first time we've actually hit one. Let me take a look at this. Yes, 14. She is quite quick. She's not wearing any armor. She's just wearing a costume, but she's quite quick. But you managed to clip her and do your damage on her.
Because otherwise I would not have any more rages.
Oh, true.
Oh,
What's that?
7.
No, I think you've got to attack someone. You don't have to actually successfully hit them. You just
Oh,
need to
cool.
attack.
Okay. 7.
7. Nice. Number 2. Take
Oh,
7.
hang on. No, 7. Would I hit them with a weapon or would I?
Yes, with a weapon.
Oh, okay. So it's 10. Sorry.
Okay,
'Cause
great.
I got my great axe. So.
Okay, and did you add 2 for the rage? Because when you're raging, you do 2 more damage.
I did not 12.
Oh, wow! You take a big chunk out, and just that one cut, you know, armor isn't a factor here, but like she gets so exhausted by that, like she dodges a couple times, swing, and she's just so tired out that when you hit her, you draw blood. So you've gone through half of her hit points. Usually the first half is kind of like them dodging, their armor wearing down. You know, that's why it's called bloodied. You've actually drawn blood, so you know that you can flip her over. She is bloodied by this. Good job. And you've maintained your rage. Very important for a barbarian. That was your turn. By the way, yeah, we're 9:07, but we're going to keep going. If you don't mind going closer to 9:30, we might even, we'll at least get closer to the end of the combat, if not finish it. Or I'll finish you. That was you. Okay, next is Valerie.
Okay, so I really can't do much, but I am going to have
Why
a go.
not?
Believe.
Jump.
No,
jump.
no. I'm gonna have a go at number 1, so I can actually keep my keep
Rage.
my rage as well, because actually no, I can also use dash action
Very
as a bonus
good.
action.
Good, yes.
Because
Go
I've
with
got
that.
my Spirit of the Ferret on.
Exactly.
And so I should be able to make it to this
That's right, yeah.
as well,
so
and
you
also
can,
and again make
yeah.
try and
Interestingly, if you make this jump, you don't even have to use your dash.
okay.
But if you fail the jump, then the dash will.
Maybe just dash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say I think I'll just
Dash is a sure thing. The jump may fail.
yeah. Let's make it. I will dash.
Okay, bonus action
And-
dash.
And I'm just again looking at this reckless attack.
Yep, you have advantage. So call it a reckless attack. You have advantage against it. It has advantage against you. For weapon attacks.
What about friendly fire?
I was gonna say, and that's not attacking with weapon, is it? It's
Very
attacking
good,
with
exactly.
the
You've caught on. This is what I mean by
psychic
battles.
stuff.
Like, wait a minute. Yeah, they
Okay.
don't roll dice. You know, we roll dice to save. Ah, okay. So they have advantage to hit you with a weapon attack, but they're not doing weapon attacks.
Okay, so
It's part of the puzzle.
So I'm not quite sure how it works. So giving me advantage. on
Run up
the-
there. Roll 2 dice.
Okay.
Yep. Roll 2 d20s. Take the higher of the two. And
Yeah.
that's what advantage is. And then just add your weapon bonus to it.
But see, this says something about strength during this.
Yeah, don't worry
turn.
about it. That
Oh,
qualifies.
okay.
It just means that you can't do it with a bow, you can't do it with a rapier. It has to be something that uses strength. All of your weapons use strength. Barbarian.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, 22.
22, yes,
Um,
plenty. You whack her good.
And again, it's going to be my maul because that's got the 2d6 plus 3.
Okay.
10 plus 3 is 13.
Nice. Did you add 2 because you're raging? Because you get 2 on all of your damage because of raging. 15.
That's what I was looking for. I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
sure there was
yeah.
something
Yeah, that's
else.
fine.
Yeah, 15.
Woo woo!
Ah, describe how you kill her. You smash her so thoroughly that she dies. Where do you hit her?
Okay, well, first of all, as I'm running across this net, I am making the most of this bounciness of the net. As I sort of bring up my my maul, which is like a meat tenderizer.
Yeah, your feet are fully off the ground as you come down to her. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Pull it out
basically
of your
the
face.
but very much the sort of stereotypical jump up with like the legs kicked up behind just to sort of smash down as much as I can.
Nice. Dead she goes. All right, lifeless to the ground. Remove her. Nicely done.
I'm really liking my maul.
Bob crew.
Good. Okay. That was Tiffany. No, that was not Tiffany. That was Valerie. Next are the Silvers. Ooh, they're a little bit upset at that. This one is about as far away as it possibly can, but these rocks can go anywhere, it turns out.
Can I attract fire with like the same way that others have done it?
Yeah, so I used to do that level 1 and 2, but now you're at the level where some people actually specialize in drawing fire because they have special spells and special things. So I need to start toning that sort of free tanking down through this. And also spells are very hard to tank anyway. So that was sort of like a house rule they used for level 1 and 2 to get people used to their rolls.
Cool.
Level 3, I just have to start getting rid of it.
Okay.
Ironically, I don't think anyone ever did that in like all of the levels.
There was a little bit of it. I don't know if it was your group, but there's definitely some people in the groups did it. Usually I'd prompt it, and people would often say yes.
Take me instead.
Take me instead. All right, so
That's my job.
I can see who is bloodied. We have everybody is bloodied here.
No, just these
No.
two.
That one's the blue axe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, you're down
Oh,
and
no,
dying. Yeah, you're more than bloody.
You're
You're
dead.
dead.
It's only
Yeah, you're down and dying. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still under half.
Yeah. Focus fire, Rowan says. So going for you.
You get an advantage if it's a dex roll.
Yeah, only with the dex.
It's a dex, yes.
Is there
So-
any advantage to having someone next to me?
No, there's not. It's just saving throws. Got to survive these, huh? So I think drug powder for you because, you did hit yourself with the maul at least once.
Hang on. Oh, and yeah.
That's
They
right.
know, they know your weakness.
Okay. So what was it? That's wisdom.
Do a wisdom saving throw.
I already had 2 dice in my hand. 4.
4, no.
Oh.
All right, you take 11 points of damage.
Oh my god.
Okay, so now I'm down and out.
Now you are 0.
Because I've
Oh,
already
just
used
enough to put you down.
the relentless endurance once.
Unlucky, yeah, that was a bit of a high damage roll. Just barely enough to take you down. Knife's edge we got here. That was that. Rowan having no other target is like, well, I guess I'll get you now. So you purple book. We are going with, now you haven't been struck at yet. What are you wearing? What do you look like? Oh, you look pretty
I'm
much the
naked.
same. Yeah, that's right. Okay, she's going to guess more drugs for you. Okay, so you do a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I have -1 wisdom. This will be interesting. 2!
2! All right, you take 8 points of damage as you hit yourself.
Yeah,
With
it
your
starts
weapon.
off not bad.
It just gets worse.
Because the previous round, in the previous round, I'm like, yeah, I can take 4, yeah, I can take 2. And then all of a sudden, just went,
Wham! Okay, so that was all of the enemies because that's still happening. Do they move away? Yeah, purple book, a little bit far away there. So this one jumps over here, and Solakwi follows over here, admiringly. And that was it for their movement because this one's pretty happy there. We are down to Zhao, who is doing another. Was this second death saving throw? Is there anything that anybody can do for Zhao?
No.
Can I stabilize them?
Yes, stabilize will at least prevent Zhao from dying, but without healing, they'll be out of the fight.
Okay.
Fuck off. Fine.
Do you want, because you're new to Paladin, it's always wise the Paladin to hold on to at least 1 point of healing, right? If you had 1 point of healing,
Yes,
Zhao would be able to get it.
yes.
So let's just retcon that you did sort of when they
Okay.
trained you in Paladin training. Who did you last?
I wasn't paying attention to that day.
Okay, and yours got eaten up anyway. So normally I'd say, oh, now you have 1 less hit point, but you're down anyway. So there's no harm, no foul. You got 1 hit point, or you have 1 hit point left. So now
Yes,
use it.
yes. Okay. Please don't die again.
I'm just going to get targeted.
Now you know how I feel.
Just like fucking run away. If this
They're
one's going to take a
targeting me.
swing,
It's like I've
just
got a
run
neon
away.
sign on me, so
Just jump.
yeah.
Just
I'll just jump around. I won't do any.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
combat.
do you? So Zhao.
yes.
Right. So that's right. So you can't because so you would have had it. Tiffany, what did you do last turn? I don't know how much of
I
it.
just kept healing.
Yeah, you kept healing. Yeah. So we'll have to, you have to survive this one, but next time you'll be able to do it, right? Because if it were Tiffany's turn, she'd be able to give you that hit point that I just
Yeah,
gave you,
yeah.
but you don't have it. So second death saving throw.
Jesus.
no,
Alright.
D20.
You do 20.
I'll do. Oh,
Roll a 1.
yeah.
Okay, you have
That's
1
worse.
failure.
Yeah, one
All
failure.
right, so
One
1
success.
failure, 1 success. That is Zhao. Next are the demons. Well, they've got Tiffany right here. So chaw away. This demon goes with a 22 is a critical hit. Oh,
Yep, it gets
lucky. 9 slashing damage against you, Tiffany. Well, I keep
Cool.
calling Tiffany because there's a famous D&D character that's called
Yeah.
Tiffany. You're Tiffany.
25 minus 9 is... Can someone help me out? please?
Sorry, what were the numbers?
25
16.
minus 9.
16.
Thank you.
Yep, always good to help each other out. That was the demon. That was the end. Next is Tiffany.
Heal. Stop it.
Right, well, I'm just going to bounce around the room.
Yeah, keep yourself flipped over actually, and you're still prone.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes you a little
Do
more
I need a
vulnerable.
prone as well?
Yes, you are. If you're down and dying,
Yeah.
put yourself
Yeah,
there, prone, because
Ferris bring you back to life.
Bring you a healing
Yeah.
word.
I won't
Yeah.
let you die.
Mouth to mouth or something like that.
Okay, that was Tiffany. Next is Gallagher.
Oh, yes, me again. Okay, I don't care about you because I can't res you now. That's an interesting thing to say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Which means that I can make that if I dash.
But your frenzy allows you to hit anyway. Okay.
It does. It does.
You have to go up against
Yep. So I'm going to dash.
up against Alakwi.
I'm going to go right here. I can't hit anybody else. And that, well, I mean, I probably should come in and kill that guy. But
Please help.
I'm so desperate. Okay. I'm so desperate to give you something to whack. So
At this point, I don't care.
5, 6, 7, 8.
All right.
Okay. Well, look, I'll dash there.
Okay.
I'm going to whack him with my great axe again.
All right.
12.
12 is enough.
12. Sorry.
Good. Yep. Its AC is 9. Let's see if you can kill it in one blow. It's got 9 HP.
9. So,
Such a rage.
sorry, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah, kills it.
And then, because I only moved, I can technically move 12 plus
Yes.
I only moved 8.
Mm,
I'll
very
move
good.
the
Very
rest.
good. Yes, indeed.
1, 2,
You just keep on going. Yeah.
3. Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Yeah, this barbarian speed is definitely making it easier to catch up. This is the kind of thing I was talking about. Yeah, the slippery enemies.
Oh,
Fast
that's your
speed
other
is another way to deal with
Oh,
the
thank you.
slippery enemies. Good job. All right. Next is
Slippery
Valerie.
barbarian.
All right, so I'm making a death saving throw.
Yes. Unfortunately, you're making a death saving throw now.
7.
Okay, that's one failure. All right. We are next with, these things speed up, is the silvers. Okay. Well, you're both up, right? Who's
Technically.
your
The books are the only ones that are alive.
yeah. Let's say if I roll if I don't, unless I roll really low, I'm going to go for the one that actually has the hit points to go. Unless I roll very low. Nope. So just out of fear, this one is going to fire at you because you're charging towards him,
Yep.
and he wants to survive, and he's very scared of you. So he is going to hit you with fire. You have a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, yes, I do. I get
advantage!
advantage on dex saving throw.
Yeah, I don't know why he's not doing powder, but there's a chance that he mixes it up. He's desperate.
All right. Oh, wow, Jesus. 12.
12 is not enough.
Yeah.
Not quite enough. Barely. If just you're a little bit faster on your feet, it would have done it. You take 8 points of damage. Roll a little low on that one. Fire damage. Okay. Turns out all these demons died and you didn't find out what they're resistant to, so at least no weapons work against them. All right. That was that one. This one over here, I'm gonna have to roll only medium low. I've got a 50% chance of targeting the logical one, which is the prone one over here. That's just been healed. What did I say? I had to roll it. No, I didn't roll it. But it only makes sense for her to go for the other target over here. She's too smart. So she's going to go for you. Who am I going for? The one that's actually alive? Who's alive and prone?
Oliver.
I am still standing.
Oh, you're still standing, yeah. But both of you are both doing death saving throws? Oh, okay.
I'm doing a death saving throw.
Yeah.
No, I don't need to do one now.
I'm still fine. I'm at 16.
All of
That's
Still
what, but
alive,
you are
but he's
unconscious.
serious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
unconscious,
Yeah, but you don't have a hit point or anything. Okay, no, good. It goes for the only one standing. That makes sense. All right, going against you, beautiful thug that you, with the lugabug you are. Okay, poison. Yeah, you get globs of poison to save against. It's a Constitution saving throw.
Mm-hmm. Constitution is +2. Do I just roll d20?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
+2. Oh, Jesus.
4, 5, 6.
No, not enough. All right, lucky. Ooh, but not very lucky damage
Yes.
roll for them.
Hey, what happens when we die here? This people versus the silvers versus our other characters.
Yeah, that's a great thing. I actually have thought of that, so don't worry about it. Next is
No more sessions.
nine damage
Sessions
against you. 9 damage.
16 minus 9, please.
5.
Thank you.
Awesome.
No, it's the other way. It's 7.
Seven.
Yeah,
Thank you.
All right.
Because I was thinking 16's 4 squared, 9's 3 squared, and 25 for 4, so I got my own.
This one zoop, runs through and appears. Ooh, well, that one's still down and dying there. Yeah,
I'm 0.
yeah, still 0. Feels safe enough to be over here.
Oh, I only just got near you.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah,
And this
that's
one
right.
wants to also get pretty far away from you, but not so close to that.
No, but dashing actually takes me farther than bouncing.
Yeah, with that dashing is great. Okay, they are just basically teleporting around through these cracks. That was the silvers. Next is Zhao. Oh no, Zhao's still not been. Wait, wasn't Tiffany going to heal somebody?
Yeah, I think you got a +1.
No, just to so I don't have to do any more death saving throws.
Yeah, you're on 1, man.
Yeah, you're on 1. You're alive.
You're up.
Okay.
Yeah, you're alive.
Okay.
Yeah, so you should have been included. That's what I was
Okay.
asking. So you have 1 hit point. You're simply prone.
I was just
stand up and help.
resting. Yeah.
Yeah, take one
Okay.
hit from somebody.
Yeah,
And then
so-
go back down again.
Yeah.
Well, you've got
Okay.
your healing spell.
All right. Okay.
Heal yourself, please.
Yes, well, I'll do that then. Yeah.
Or the barbarian.
Yeah.
Do
So,
you know what you're doing before you roll? Do you know how it works?
yes, it's a D10,
That's a 10.
I think.
No, let's be sure.
Yeah, no, I had it.
I haven't
I had it
written
earlier
down.
when I
Is
was
this-
when I was going to use
That's
it,
fine.
and now
That's
I
fine.
threw
I
all
can
that
put it up for you.
out
Is
the
it Cure
window.
Wounds?
1d8, sorry.
Okay, great. Yeah, D8
Yeah.
plus your spellcasting ability modifier, which I think for a ranger is wisdom. So you're 1d8 plus your wisdom
Oh.
bonus.
Plus your spells.
Spell check bonus. Oh, good. Yeah. So 9.
Okay, 9. You have now 9 more hit points on top of the 1 that you've got.
So I have 10 now. Oh, okay.
Hey, it's more than I've got.
Yeah, good.
But I've used it up now.
That's all right. That's all right. Survival. You're on the edge of death.
Well,
You can
put it
move
in
as
my-
usual. You can do bonus actions as usual. If you move, you have to use half your movement just to stand up, so you won't be able to move as far. So keep that red thing there. The red thing there means you're prone. How are you going to move?
I will bounce.
Okay,
I will
great.
try the bouncing.
Okay, so you'll stand up first of all because that'll move. It'll take half of your movement. But I think the bounce will mean that. So I think you can still bounce full distance. Where are you going to bounce?
Well, I might as well go in a random direction because they won't be there. This way,
So you're here. When
Yeah.
you bounce, you can move 40 feet.
which
8
is
squares.
8 squares. Yeah. Okay, 8 squares.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Where do you think you're going to go?
let's see, 1, 2, 3,
And do you have to roll the
5,
thing for it?
Yeah, yes, but I just want to know what your destination
Oh,
is.
6,
Mhm.
7, 8. Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of weapon do you have in your hand right now?
Mace.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
So you're gonna run away over here.
Yes. Well, I'm
If you-
hoping that they'll follow me because if you go near them, then you're
He
going.
is wounded.
Yeah.
It was like a distraction play, is what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Which one is wounded?
Which one's wounded?
Oh, like he's at
Um,
9.
Well, 10. 10.
I'm not here.
Oh yeah, your character is indeed wounded. That's
Oh,
true.
sorry, you are, yeah.
Oh, actually, no. Can I? I'm just going to attack because.
There you go, yes.
I can do some damage. with the mace,
Exactly.
so,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes,
Yeah,
with a
yeah.
bounce you can do it, but
Yeah.
you have to be either acrobatics or athletics. So it's
Um,
dexterity. Are you good at
well,
acrobatics?
plus 2 acrobatics.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
what's your athletics?
Athletics was a +3. I'll go that one then. So,
Okay, yeah, you're quite strong.
Yes.
All right, no other one's your specialty, but you have a good chance. So roll a d20
Yep.
plus hope for a good roll, man. Ah, there we go.
Plus,
Yes, you
yeah,
managed to get a good bounce. You move 8 squares. You're now next to Rowan.
Hit him very hard.
Okay. And
Yes, hit her.
so I'm going to roll for an attack. So it's a 14 plus.
Nice, good. You hit her. Do your damage against Rowan.
What's that? Is 1d6
plus
plus 3. Right.
6.
6. Yeah.
Okay, 6 points of damage against Rowan.
Yeah.
Yep, she
That's
takes
better
all of
than-
that. All right.
The funkiest looking dice I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's great.
That's the goblin dice. Yeah.
Okay, next will be the demons, but we are at 9:30. I don't think we'll be finishing this off. It's always good to end the cliffhanger. Means we'll be able to start with this to get some action next time. So before we pick up your chips, let me take a picture, and we'll resume from here.
I'm going to be so sad if I only have Valerie for one night. Like,
I'm coming over there to stabilize you.
Resurrected.
look,
A
I'll
hard
be doing
fight.
it
Okay,
then-
you can go and pick
Oh,
that
no,
up.
no, you'd reach me before I do my
Just
next
maybe
savings.
make
Yeah.
that I was thinking.
Yeah, don't worry.
Because I'll have a different token next time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll come back with my orange token as well.
Tiffany's all about hitting things horrendously hard.
What was your token here? What's it look
Oh,
like?
I borrowed the.
Green butterfly.
I think it's a butterfly.
Yep.
It's the green one.
Green butterfly? Yep. Okay, great.
What over there?
Okay.
Yeah, I like this Ooga Booga style of play.
Yeah, this farmer range can be really fun, especially with this to be able to move
So
around.
did I,
outside
but
it.
it didn't work in my favour, did it?
Evidently, you should have just been a berserker and not a totem ferret warrior.
It came to her in a dream, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it comes down to.
Or can you sick your ferret on people? Like,
Well, that's what I want to ask. Like, can I
'Cause otherwise
control? No.
what does the
Distract
ferret
them
do?
with a ferret.
No, because the reason why is that there's classes who specialize in animals that can
Yeah,
fight for you.
that's what I thought.
Familiars can do things for you.
So
and
what
just
does a
like that,
ferret
can't
do?
just give it
So
a-
at this stage, the ferret gives me the things like the advantage on gives me the advantage of the I can't explain it well, but the attacks.
I can't feel like because
Yeah.
because I know we figured that before. So it's technically the ferret is just color, right? Because you have all those powers even if you don't have the ferret.
Yeah.
But for wonderful color, the ferret kind of represents your link to your totem animal.
Yeah.
But you have the totem animal powers regardless of whether the ferret's there. But the ferret's always around. It's just like a pet. It's more like an accessory, a beautiful accessory.
And it means that I always always have the required material I need to do the spirit totem.
Oh
calling.
right, okay. So
Sure.
it's like
your link.
the symbol that the clerics have to have to cast
Yeah,
their spells.
yeah.
Yeah,
so-
mechanically, even that's not required, I don't think. But
Oh, I thought it needed. I might be
I'm not
thinking
sure.
then beast
Pencil?
speak where I needed
Yeah.
the
Oh, okay.
material.
yeah. So maybe beast sense. That was.
But yeah, so the spirit totem warrior stuff. So I'm channeling eagle, which has high dexterity, so being able to duck and weave through the fray.
Yeah.
Except my eagle is actually
Yeah, we
ferret.
just reskinned the eagle as.
It's an eagle without wings.
Yeah. So.
I hope you enjoyed watching us teach Dungeons and Dragons to absolute beginners. Want to know more about how we do it? Then support our nonprofit mission. Unlock extensive how-to videos and use the Courage and Chaos method yourself by using free materials that we provide. You can get all that at the link that you see here. That is tinyurl.com/teachdd, or you can click that link in the description. Of course, please like, share, and subscribe. We're going to come out with these videos every 2 weeks in this series, so I will see you again soon.